The world, it seems, remains the same. Elder Chun sits deep in thought, his expression a mix of contemplation and weariness. Is this still the Earth we know? A familiar blue marble floats in the vast darkness of space, hinting at the global scale of events. Before those who had grown weary of the repetitive and familiar, a new era dawned. A cheerful childlike bunny, donning an astronaut helmet and riding a cloud, greets everyone, asking if the stream is working. The childlike bunny declares that they have arrived to deliver the fresh excitement everyone has been craving, as a diverse group of fantastical beings gathers around. When these visitors first appeared on Earth 3 years prior, humanity was wary, scrutinizing news reports about their true objectives and the nature of their alien broadcasts. Yet these newcomers demonstrated absolutely no hostility. A figure with flowing blue hair, clad in purple, hovers gracefully above a sprawling, intricate cityscape overlooking the diverse worlds these beings inhabited. In one of these worlds, the suit fighter bravely confronts a colossal red dragon, deflecting its monstrous jaws with a glowing blade in a desperate struggle. A blonde elf with striking red eyes smiles brightly and waves at the camera, seated at a streaming setup, fully engaged with her audience. Elder Chun, glasses perched on his nose, flashes a peace sign and remarks to himself that the situation is actually quite hilarious. A cheerful streamer with cat ears laughs, holding a snack, exclaiming in disbelief, "What the heck is this? This is totally bonkers," as she reacts to content on her screen. From an overhead perspective, Elder Chun sits alone in his room, watching the stream, feeling stuck and isolated. Elder Chun offers a wry smile, lamenting his unemployment and lack of direction in life. His expression turns serious as he acknowledges to himself that he cannot continue living this way forever. Suddenly, a loud, explosive sound erupts, startling Elder Chun, who flinches back in shock as speed lines radiate from the impact. The impact continues with a powerful ONG sound, the force of it shaking the room and causing Elder Chun to react violently. Elder Chun, still startled, sits up on his bed, wondering if he was being too loud and deciding he should turn the volume down. His eyes widen in sheer panic and confusion as he shouts, "What the hell? Why are they doing that?" Elder Chun turns to witness a wall exploding inwards, sending debris flying into his room, a bright light emanating from the point of impact. Utterly dumbfounded, Elder Chun stares blankly, his mind reeling from the sudden, inexplicable destruction. He then notices a pair of legs lying on the floor amidst the rubble, muttering, "What the?" The white-haired female, disoriented and upside down, manages a dazed, blushing hello there after crashing through his wall. A closer look at the white-haired female reveals her dazed, almost embarrassed expression, still lying on the floor from the unexpected entrance. Elder Chun, seeing the massive hole in his wall, declares he must call the police, but the white-haired female desperately pleads with him to wait a second. Elder Chun tries to hold her back as the white-haired female struggles, begging him not to report her and demanding he let her go. The white-haired female, with a distressed expression, shouts, "Aliens aren't allowed to commit crimes," implying her otherworldly origin. Elder Chun, tears welling in his eyes, desperately pleads for mercy, asking to be spared just this once. Elder Chen's frantic pleas echo as the white-haired female, finally conceding, tells him to calm down, assuring him she understands. Amidst the wreckage of the wall, Elder Chun and the white-haired female sit on the floor as he clarifies, "So, let me get this straight. You were streaming?" To which she simply replies, "Yes." Elder Chun, still processing the situation, questions the white-haired female about the shattered wall, asking if it was from a donation reaction. She responds with an embarrassed sound, prompting him to ask how much money she received to cause such damage. The white-haired female looks away, flustered, managing only a hesitant as she tries to formulate an answer. Her embarrassment deepens, her eyes squeezed shut as she mutters an uncertain clearly struggling with her explanation. Covering her nose, the white-haired female blushes and lets out a sheepish he, a nervous laugh betraying her discomfort. Still smiling nervously, the white-haired female waves her hand dismissively, as if to downplay the incident, while Elder Chen's shocked voice echoes, "5 million won?" From an overhead view, the white-haired female quickly clarifies it wasn't that much, but a mere 50,000 won. Elder Chun reacts with a bewildered, "Huh?" A close-up of the damaged wall highlights the absurdity as Elder Chun questions if that amount isn't way too cheap, to which the white-haired female proudly declares, "That's what a pro does." Elder Chun decides they should contact the landlord about the wall, but the white-haired female nervously interjects, about that," leaving him to wonder why. Kneeling on the floor, the white-haired female confesses that she's also behind on rent, fearing immediate eviction if the landlord discovers she's responsible for the broken wall. Clutching Elder Chen's arm, the white-haired female desperately pleads, explaining that she has nowhere to go if evicted and promises to fix everything if given a little more time. She bows deeply, head to the floor, vowing to work incredibly hard to earn the money and begging for just one chance, while Elder Chan contemplates her plea with a thoughtful An upside-down close-up reveals the white-haired female's hopeful, pleading face as Elder Chun finally concedes, stating, "Fine, just 1 week." Overwhelmed with relief, the white-haired female cries tears of gratitude, thanking him profusely and declaring her absolute commitment to doing her best. Elder Chun, observing the distraught white-haired female, muses to himself that since she's a streamer, she should be able to earn enough to cover the wall repairs soon enough. Elder Chun reflects that he tried to put the matter out of his mind after their conversation. A close-up on Elder Chen's curious eye reveals his true thoughts. He simply couldn't shake his curiosity. His curiosity centered on the broadcast next door, the one that literally smashed through his wall, as a visual of the damaged wall with an "I'm sorry" note appears. Narration reveals that Elder Chan spent a week watching the white-haired female stream. Elder Chen's eyes widen in a sudden realization, a surprised "oh" escaping his lips. At her gaming setup, the white-haired female nervously asks if her voice is too quiet, apologizes, and thanks a donor. Meanwhile, Elder Chen's thoughts drift to her past, back when I was in the demon realm. She fumbles for a reaction, lamenting that she can no longer do handstands against the wall, and trails off about that game, clearly struggling with her content. A close-up on Elder Chen's horrified eyes reveals his internal judgment. She's hopeless. This girl is absolutely hopeless. Elder Chan, with a look of grim determination, pulls back a curtain, preparing to confront the situation. A hand reaches out, its purpose unclear, but the gesture implies a sudden, decisive action. The white-haired female, wearing headphones at her desk, is startled, turning to ask, "Why yes?" as chat messages pop up, speculating about a guest and neighbor guy entering. The narration announces that the agreed-upon week has passed. Elder Chan, standing over the kneeling white-haired female, begins to speak, but she interrupts, pleading, "I'm sorry. Could you please just give me a little more time?" Elder Chin firmly states that it would be faster to just talk to the landlord, reminding her that he definitely gave you time. The white-haired female desperately clutches his arm, begging for just a little bit longer, but Elder Chan sharply retorts, dismissing her plea with the cold truth, "No, your stream isn't even doing well anyway." The white-haired female, still reeling from Elder Chen's harsh dismissal, desperately tries to defend herself, claiming her poor performance is simply because she hasn't been streaming for long. She pleads for more time, convinced she can improve. Elder Chun, however, remains unconvinced, coldly stating that more time won't solve her problem. The white-haired female looks utterly bewildered, demanding to know what he means by such a dismissive comment. Trying a different angle, the white-haired female strikes a pose, highlighting her appearance and confidently asserting that her looks are decent and her voice isn't bad either. Meanwhile, the chat reacts, finding her cute, like a little sister, but also dangerously alluring. She continues to list her supposed strengths, mentioning her entertaining stories, while Elder Chen's inner thoughts sharply contradict her, finding her stories utterly uninteresting. The white-haired female remains oblivious, believing she should already be popular. With a hopeful, sparkling expression, the white-haired female insists that her stream is indeed fun, questioning why Elder Chun doesn't see it as obvious. She points playfully, seeking validation for her efforts, asking right as the chat scrolls by, with some comments calling her bonkers and others suggesting to stop holding back now. Elder Chun erupts in frustration, his face contorted with anger, vehemently denying her claims and shouting that she absolutely sucks at streaming, asserting she isn't doing a single thing right. He points an accusing finger at the white-haired female, criticizing her barely audible voice and complete lack of interaction with viewers. She recoils in shock, questioning his harsh assessment. Elder Chun leans in, his anger palpable, demanding to know how she expects to stream when she can't even read the chat properly, before adding that he has even more to say. He points forcefully towards the monitor, ordering her to sit down. The white-haired female, utterly intimidated, quickly complies with a frightened "Why yes, sir." Standing over the now seated white-haired female, Elder Chun continues his strict instructions, telling her to check the chat regularly and immediately move on if the reaction isn't good. He emphasizes that simply speaking doesn't constitute a broadcast, demanding that she study other streams to improve, as the white-haired female looks increasingly miserable. Elder Chun grabs her head, his face close and intense, demanding to know if she understands him. The white-haired female, wide-eyed and terrified, screams her affirmation, "Yes, sir." The broadcast abruptly ends, leaving the white-haired female slumped in her chair, utterly defeated and looking drained. A dramatic shift occurs as the white-haired female, now with her hair and pigtails, energetically thanks a donor named Myoto. The chat notes her newfound assertiveness, comparing her to a marine who takes orders well. Embracing her new persona, the white-haired female fiercely shouts at a viewer named Museumin, calling them a stupid jerk after they donate 100 cookies and request a harsh insult. The chat is amused, demanding more and asking if she can be even harsher. Her new aggressive style pays off as the white-haired female triumphantly announces that for the first time ever, her stream has hit the real-time trending list with 147 live viewers. Elder Chun watches from the background, a faint smile on his face. Elder Chun prepares to leave, telling her he's going and reminding her to fix the wall. The white-haired female, with a determined expression, thinks to herself that with his help, she can achieve her goals. The white-haired female sits in her chair, a fierce resolve in her eyes, envisioning her path to becoming a top-tier streamer. With glowing purple eyes and a hand over her heart, the white-haired female boldly declares her new identity. "My name is Demon King Ale." Elder Chun looks back, a hint of surprise or contemplation in his expression, as he processes the white-haired female's sudden transformation. A close-up reveals the white-haired female's intense, glowing purple eyes and a determined, almost feral expression, with tiny fangs peeking out, solidifying her new Demon King persona. White-haired female, now fully embodying her formidable new identity, sits confidently with glowing purple eyes, ready to conquer the streaming world as Demon King Ale. Elder Chen's expression shifts to one of bewildered disbelief, his gaze fixed on the white-haired female. The white-haired female, with her glowing purple eyes, pleads intensely, "Please be my manager." Elder Chun, still processing the sudden request, questions her identity. The Demon King? A historical flashback shows bright, ethereal light rays descending upon a bustling cityscape, marking the initial appearance of other races. Most of these newly emerged races, including elves, unicorns, and various humanoids, were initially benevolent and friendly towards humanity. Yet, the task of returning the Demon King through the swirling purple portal hovering above the city proved to be an arduous and complex endeavor. Back in the present, the white-haired female, clenching her fists, urgently repeats her demand, "Please be my manager." Elder Chun hums thoughtfully, observing the white-haired female. Growing agitated, she asks why he's staring, and he responds with another thoughtful hum. Elder Chun dismisses her, asking, "What Demon King are you even talking about? There's no way a Demon King would be here." The white-haired female, indignant, insists, "But I am the Demon King. I'm right here." Elder Chun, with a touch of sarcasm, addresses her as Mrs. Self-Proclaimed Demon King, before bluntly telling her to find someone else for a manager. The white-haired female stares wide-eyed, her distress evident as she shouts, "Why won't you be my manager?" Elder Chen's voice echoes, questioning, "Who'd agree when you keep saying weird stuff like that?" The white-haired female vehemently retorts, "It's not weird at all." Elder Chun then firmly tells her, "Stop insisting already." White-haired female, a determined blush on her cheeks, warns him, "No taking it back later." As Elder Chun begins to respond with of course, he is abruptly cut off, his expression shifting to utter confusion as cracks suddenly appear on the wall behind him. A sudden, violent surge of golden lightning erupts, tearing through the air with immense force. The white-haired female levitates above the floor, enveloped in a radiant purple aura, as Elder Chun stares up at her in utter shock and disbelief. Elder Chun, overwhelmed with terror, sits back, exclaiming, "No way! Excuse me!" The white-haired female's eyes blaze with an intense blue light as she conjures a shimmering orb of energy in her hands. Elder Chun, tears streaming down his face, desperately pleads, "See, could you please stop now? I was wrong, okay?" A close-up reveals Elder Chen's terrified eye behind his glasses, as he lets out a small, panicked huddled in a corner. Elder Chun cries out for help. Someone help!" The white-haired female calmly assures him, I'm fine, really." The white-haired female, now appearing innocent and composed, asks softly, "That I'm the Demon King?" Elder Chen's face remains etched with a mixture of trauma and reluctant acceptance. The weight of the situation presses heavily on Elder Chun as he sits beside the white-haired female, his mind reeling with the impossible question. How is the Demon King even here? He recalls the past, wondering if she wasn't sent back 3 years ago. The white-haired female, with a slight blush, clarifies her status, revealing that the Demon King they are referring to isn't the same demon folk as her. She explains that there are, in fact, 4 Demon Kings. Elder Chun, still cautious, asks the white-haired female, whom he refers to as Mrs. Ale, if she plans on attacking humans. She quickly reassures him with a firm "of course not," prompting a sigh of relief from Elder Chun, who finds comfort in her words. Despite the lingering tension, the white-haired female expresses her genuine fondness for her current surroundings, emphasizing how much she likes it here. She passionately explains that the human realm offers far more enjoyable experiences than the demon realm, and despite not having many viewers, she truly loves streaming. With an earnest plea, the white-haired female kneels, looking up at Elder Chun with wide, hopeful eyes, begging him to become her manager and help her grow her channel. Elder Chun acknowledges his previous promise to help if she was a demon king, but hesitates, admitting that the role of a manager feels somewhat daunting. The white-haired female maintains her unwavering gaze, her expression unyielding, as she continues to try and persuade him. Elder Chun, observing her, internally muses that while she might be a bit foolish, it's part of her charm. He also considers that her status as a demon king could be a unique selling point for her channel. With a resigned sigh, Elder Chun stands, acknowledging that he can't simply abandon the situation. He makes his decision, stating he will take on the role. The white-haired female's face lights up with surprise and excitement, asking if he's serious. Elder Chun, however, quickly adds a crucial condition to his agreement. Elder Chun explains that the contract will be entirely on his terms, which piques the white-haired female's curiosity, prompting her to ask about the specifics. He clarifies that the contract will be finalized once the damaged wall is fixed, then asks if she has any complaints about the arrangement. White-haired female's hair swishes as she eagerly agrees, exclaiming, "Of course," with no hesitation. She leans in close to Elder Chun, her enthusiasm radiating as she assures him there's absolutely no problem with his terms. With a bright, determined smile, the white-haired female declares her intention to continue even after the wall is fixed, addressing Elder Chun as her manager. Elder Chun offers a slightly weary, yet accepting, "Well, sure," his expression a mix of resignation and amusement. The white-haired female studies the contract document, a thoughtful escaping her lips as she processes the information. She asks Elder Chun where to sign, to which he points out the designated spot and reminds her to check the back page as well. As the white-haired female asserts that it's fine, Elder Chun questions her dismissive attitude, emphatically urging her to read the contract thoroughly first. With a triumphant declaration of all done, the white-haired female finishes signing, leaving Elder Chun with a look of utter exasperation and a drawn-out ugh. The white-haired female leans back, her face out of frame, proudly asking Elder Chun about her signature. Holding up the signed contract, adorned with a childish drawing, the white-haired female reveals she made it when she was young, dreaming of fame, and is now thrilled to finally use it. Elder Chun, with a stern expression, asks if she actually read the entire contract before signing. The white-haired female, unfazed, simply replies, "Nope." Sly smile plays on Elder Chun's lips as the white-haired female confidently states that he would take care of it properly for her, right? Elder Chun's hands grasp the white-haired female's face, stretching her cheeks as she protests, explaining that even if she read the contract, she wouldn't understand it anyway. He admonishes her, stating she should have asked for an explanation instead of signing so recklessly. The white-haired female, still somewhat confused, maintains her, but still, argument. Elder Chun looks on with a mix of disbelief and resignation, realizing that despite her title, this girl is only a demon king in name. The streamer, with a mischievous grin, playfully questions Elder Chun about the contract, asking what if she fixed the wall but then refused to sign. Elder Chun, utterly exasperated, sighs that he simply cannot deal with her antics. Elder Chun, determined to resolve the situation, calmly states he will rewrite the contract. He invites her to sit beside him, promising to explain everything slowly and thoroughly. As Elder Chun tries to regain control, the streamer, seemingly startled by his seriousness, attempts to jump away from the table. Elder Chun urgently tells her not to run. With a steady hand, Elder Chun begins to write, declaring that they will treat this as a provisional contract. He asserts that he will handle all the planning and filming aspects himself. Elder Chun continues to lay down the terms, stating the streamer will participate in his planned content without complaint. He assures her there won't be anything weird, to which the streamer cautiously replies, as long as it's nothing weird. Elder Chun explains that the contract will last until the damaged wall is completely fixed, with future decisions based on how things progress. The streamer, seemingly satisfied, exclaims that she understands everything. Elder Chun holds up the contract, stating that all that's left is the signature. The streamer lets out a surprised "ah" as she notices the document. The streamer kneels, looking confused as Elder Chun reaches for her hand. She questions his intentions with a perplexed "ha." Elder Chun firmly takes the streamer's hand, her expression a mix of surprise and apprehension. With wide, panicked eyes, the streamer stammers, wait. She frantically demands to know why he needs her hand. Elder Chun calmly explains that he thought it would be better to use a thumbprint, as a modified signature might lead to issues. The streamer blushes, covering her mouth as she hesitantly asks if using a thumbprint isn't akin to a blood oath. Elder-chan, with a slight frown, dryly remarks that he supposes that's what contracts are called in the demon realm, further deflating the streamer's dramatic interpretation. With both thumbs marked with red, Elder-chan reassures the streamer that she doesn't have to be so nervous, as it's nothing serious. The streamer, still hesitant, quietly agrees. Elder-chan points to the now sealed contract, declaring it done and emphasizing that there will be no betraying each other. The streamer, deep in thought, acknowledges that it's truly a blood oath now. Elder-chan then suggests she should say it like that on stream, finding the idea amusing. Suddenly, the streamer shivers violently, her face contorted in discomfort as cold air and snow swirl around her. The environment shifts dramatically to a vast, snow-covered mountain range, and the streamer's voice echoes, demanding to know what kind of stream they are supposed to do in such a place. Still facing away, the streamer shouts, "Huh, answer me." She then calls out, "Dohyen," impatiently awaiting a response. Turning her head, the streamer's eyes widen in confusion and concern as she repeats, "Dohyen." The streamer screams, "Dohyen," in horror as Elder-chan is revealed, completely encased in a block of ice, weakly pleading, "Save me." Elder-chan, still trapped in the ice, panics, muttering that he's gonna melt any second and that he genuinely thought he was gonna die. The streamer looks on, a hint of a smile playing on her lips. The streamer, shivering and visibly enraged, demands to know why they came to such a place, exclaiming, this is..." A breathtaking panorama showcases the perilous beauty of the snow-capped mountain peaks, emphasizing the extreme conditions they now face. The streamer points out that everyone else gave up streaming here, but Elder-chan calmly retorts that's precisely why they came. She then questions if they arrived with no plan at all. Elder-chan looks at her with a confident smirk, asking, "What do you mean, no plan?" He then reveals his ultimate strategy. "We have you, Ale." The streamer looks down, her expression one of utter shock and indignation as she demands, "What is that supposed to mean?" The streamer, her face still contorted with indignation, clenches her fists and retorts, "And besides..." Elder-chan sighs, pulling at his collar, acknowledging the harsh reality. "Can't be helped." He continues, laying out their desperate plan. "If we want to make real money, we need to break into the top 100 rankings. He explains, a screen flashing with the profile of Blendy, a top streamer, in other words, become a top streamer. A cascade of streamer rankings appears, showcasing the fierce competition. Elder-chan reveals the grim truth. Ale's channel is... List scrolls further, revealing the devastating reality. Elder-chan declares, it doesn't even register on the rankings. The screen briefly highlights AIL at an abysmal rank 9831, confirming her channel's obscurity. Elder-chan elaborates on their struggles, showing a clip of the streamer screaming in a video with low engagement. "Even if you promote on the community..." The streamer looks down, tears welling as she clutches her phone, displaying a meager balance. Elder-chan continues, "The only way to boost traffic is probably YouTube. There's no proper setup to run the channel." A montage of popular streaming clips flashes by. Elder-chan states with resolve, "So in the end, the only thing we can rely on is..." Elder-chan clenches his fist, a determined glint in his eye, declaring, "We're climbing this place and pulling out fun clip moments." The streamer interjects, hesitation in her voice, "But Dohyen..." The streamer looks utterly confused and distressed. Elder-chan confirms, "Yes, it is." Her expression morphs into a bewildered question mark. As Elder-chan marches forward with purpose, the streamer looks back with a worried frown, attempting to protest, "What we're doing isn't..." The streamer's face contorts in terror, tears streaming down her cheeks as she screams, "Dohyen." She frantically runs as massive rocks plummet from the sky, exclaiming in panic, "Rocks! Rocks!" Elder-chan, calmly filming the chaos, assures her, "Don't worry, I'm filming everything properly." The streamer, utterly bewildered, cries out, "What?" The streamer glares at Elder-chan, demanding, "What are you talking about?" He sharply commands, "Dodge to the right." A colossal rock narrowly misses the streamer as she scrambles on the ground, her face a mask of terror. She gasps, "All right, eek?" She's violently launched into the air by an unseen force, debris exploding around her. She cries out in shock, "What?" Elder-chan grins triumphantly at the stunned streamer, exclaiming, "See? Same pattern as always." She looks at him in disbelief. "How do you know where to dodge?" Elder-chan states, obviously. He continues, revealing, "I researched all of it beforehand," as the streamer's expression shifts to one of annoyed skepticism. A flashback shows Elder-chan meticulously studying on his phone. He confirms everything about this place, all of it. He emphasizes his extensive preparation, highlighting the treacherous environment, especially the main content, the snowfield of wailing. Elder Chun smiles confidently, asserting, then the next trap will be the same too. The streamer hesitantly questions, next? He grins, urging her, shall we get moving soon? The streamer, exasperated, retorts, don't change the subject. Elder Chun attempts to placate her. Just think of it as a slightly fun hike. The streamer, utterly miserable, complains, this doesn't feel like hiking at Ale? The narrator reveals the true nature of their daunting task, a frozen planet no one has ever cleared. A lone, cloaked figure stands against the brutal, snowy landscape. The narrator explains the reason so many streamers gave up streaming here was another figure braves the harsh, unforgiving environment surrounded by towering shards of ice. The narrator concludes, building suspense, the unimaginable cold, and then the icy expanse of this new planet unfolds, a treacherous snowfield serving as its brutal domain. White-haired female screams in agony as sharp, blue ice shards erupt around her, trapping her in a desperate struggle. Her unique, slit pupil eye widens in alarm. However, she realizes the next impact will be the ground itself. The treacherous ground below is a field of jagged, crystalline ice spikes, poised to impale anything that falls. White-haired female plummets directly towards the deadly spikes. A thought crosses her mind. Could it be the Demon King? Trapped by the crystalline prison, the white-haired female struggles, unable to break free. I can't move, she exclaims in panic. From a distance, Elder Chun climbs the icy slope, observing the scene. Not as easy as I thought, he mutters, his gaze fixed on the unfolding situation. Elder Chun reaches the white-haired female, confirming her state. I'm fine, she assures him, my clothes just got caught. With a relieved smile, the white-haired female thanks Elder Chun as he declares, thank goodness, you really are the Demon King, I'll get you out. The white-haired female lets out a confused as Elder Chun questions her sudden pause. She responds with a hesitant dash. Elder Chun looks intently at the white-haired female, who averts her gaze, a blush creeping onto her face. Her face flushes deep red as the white-haired female frantically denies, no, that's not it. The white-haired female quickly clarifies, it's because my clothes are soaked. Elder Chun, understanding, immediately apologizes. I'm sorry. The white-haired female, with a serious expression, outlines the plan. So the plan is to stream us pushing through disasters to reach the summit and get good clip material, right? The system then displays a firm refusal. Not gonna do it, followed by LOL. Elder Chun confirms, that's right, if we succeed, the views will explode. He adds, in that case, the system again interjects, I said SHE won't. And a user comment, why didn't you show it earlier X2? The white-haired female beams, clearly recovered and ready for action. Elder Chun remarks, you recover fast. Sense of dread hangs in the air as the white-haired female exclaims, looks like the next disaster's coming. She frantically asks Elder Chun what their next move should be, to which he begins to respond, that's Elder Chun, holding his phone, confesses with a worried expression, I don't know either. The white-haired female reacts with a shocked what? The white-haired female demands, what do you mean by that? Elder Chun reveals, this is as far as anyone has cleared. A viewer comment pops up, are we finally gonna see it? Elder Chun reminds her, you know that already. This is an unexplored planet. The white-haired female gasps in disbelief. What? The white-haired female starts to exclaim, you're the Demon Key, before being cut off. Colossal explosion of light and ice energy erupts from the ground, forcing Elder Chun and the white-haired female to shield their eyes from the blinding force. As the blinding light subsides, the white-haired female clarifies that her power is not limitless, admitting that the more she exerts it, the more exhausted she becomes. Elder Chun questions her, recalling her seemingly effortless use of power earlier, but the white-haired female, her eyes glowing faintly with exhaustion, dismisses it as merely a quick demonstration. With a confident smile, the white-haired female reassures Elder Chun, declaring she will handle any dangerous situations, urging him not to worry. Elder Chun observes the snowy landscape, a subtle hint of concern crossing his face as he processes her words. Suddenly, Elder Chun shouts a warning about an impending avalanche, but the white-haired female, still confident, reminds him that she told him not to worry. The camera pans to reveal the treacherous snow mountain, its jagged peaks looming ominously, confirming the threat of the avalanche. A clear system notification flashes across the screen as Elder Chun turns, looking relieved, while the white-haired female appears surprised yet unburdened by the sudden resolution. From a wider perspective, Elder Chun and the white-haired female stand at the edge of a precipice, a glowing yellow ring marking their next objective in the distance, with the clear message still visible. The white-haired female looks flustered, her cheeks rosy, as she calls out to Elder Chun, her finger pressed playfully to her lips. The white-haired female playfully prods Elder Chun, asking if he has anything to say, to which he responds with gratitude, admitting he cleared the challenge safely thanks to her. Elder Chan then turns to the white-haired female, questioning if she remembers how they managed to reach this high altitude. White-haired female looks up, eyes wide with a hint of confusion, tentatively replying with a hesitant "yes?" Elder Chan holds up his phone, a worried expression on his face, stating that his memory seems to end at this point, while the white-haired female questions his meaning. Elder Chan looks back with a shocked expression, his body slightly contorted, as if reacting to a sudden, alarming development. A close-up on Elder Chen's eye reveals his intense shock and concern, reflecting the gravity of the unfolding situation amidst the falling snow. Elder Chan frantically calls out to the white-haired female as he rushes towards her, finding her collapsed in the snow, while system prompts question her condition and what has transpired. Kneeling beside the fallen white-haired female, Elder Chan exclaims in confusion, while the narration reveals she has overused her mana, leading to her collapse. Elder Chan, distressed, questions what they should do in this dire situation, calling out to the white-haired female as she lies exhausted and tearful. Elder Chan sits down, offering his lap as a resting place for the unconscious white-haired female, a silent gesture of comfort. White-haired female, still weak and crying, laments her lack of strength and her inability to overcome their current predicament. Elder Chen gently instructs the white-haired female to hop onto his back, offering to carry her, to which she responds with a surprised yes. With a determined expression, Elder Chan reassures her, stating his belief that they are almost at their destination. Carrying the white-haired female on his back through the snowy peaks, Elder Chan holds up his phone while she protests the idea of being left behind, demonstrating her resolve. Elder Chan, still carrying her, emphasizes the importance of capturing the screen clearly, hinting at the ongoing recording of their perilous journey. Elder Chan reminds white-haired female that he told her this would happen, as a glowing portal stands before them on the icy peak. White-haired female retorts, questioning if they truly had a choice in the matter, the word clear flashing ominously. Elder Chan, holding his phone, dismissively agrees with white-haired female, uttering a casual yes, yes, as he looks down at her. Elder Chan directs white-haired female's attention, calling out, "Ale, look at this." White-haired female, with a slight pout, demands to know, "What is it?" White-haired female's eyes widen dramatically, a blush spreading across her cheeks as she processes what she's seeing. Her jaw drops in utter shock as she sees a cascade of Snow Mountain speedrun mission success notifications, each accompanied by 50,000 won donations, totaling an astounding 150,000 won. Kneeling on the snowy ground, white-haired female marvels at the unexpected wealth, exclaiming, "There will be plenty left even after fixing the wall?" She then adds, "I don't really need mana." Elder Chan, looking thoughtful, explains that he researched the repair costs, confirming they aren't that high, yet finds the current situation a bit unlikely. White-haired female then calls out to him, using the name Dohyan. White-haired female, her expression tinged with concern, acknowledges that fixing the wall is important, but there's a more immediate issue at hand. She clasps her hands together, revealing her vulnerability, stating, "I used a lot of authority, so I need a recharge." The finger to her lips and a suggestive glance, white-haired female asks Elder Chan, "How do we do that?" She then trails off, hinting at a solution, that is. Elder Chen's face shows clear discomfort and a bead of sweat as he cautiously prompts her to continue, "That is." White-haired female's eyes flutter closed, a deep blush spreading across her face as she dramatically exclaims, "That is." Suddenly, a different scene unfolds as a hand firmly places a glass of iced coffee on a table, and a voice calls out, "Dohyan." Elder Chan is seen covering his face with his hand, tears streaming down, overwhelmed with emotion. Short red-haired girl grins widely, a hint of menace in her smile, as she holds an empty, dripping glass upside down, having clearly finished its contents. Her hand rests casually on the table, the calm belying the tension in the air. Elder Chan looks utterly distraught, clutching his head in despair, his face etched with regret and fatigue. Short red-haired girl, holding a crumpled piece of paper, confronts Elder Chan, declaring, "You've got some nerve asking for something like that." Her voice sharp, short red-haired girl continues her accusation, "You contact me after 3 years and say." Short red-haired girl watches Elder Chan with a piercing, critical gaze, her expression unyielding as she holds the crumpled paper. Her eyes widen in a furious glare, the background seemingly trembling with her anger, as short red-haired girl shouts, "Am I crazy?" Elder Chan attempts to placate her, saying, "Sook, there is a misunderstanding," but short red-haired girl immediately cuts him off, retorting, "A misunderstanding?" Elder Chan, sweating profusely, looks away nervously, offering a weak, "Ah, that." Short red-haired girl's anger escalates, her face contorted in a furious shout, demanding, "Or what? Did you get into a car accident? Explain why you ghosted." Elder Chun holds a stack of papers, his expression apologetic as he says, "I'm really sorry I couldn't contact you. I was preoccupied with various things." He adjusts his glasses, looking away with a sigh, adding, "I had my military service too." Another excuse. She leans forward, her expression a mix of annoyance and disbelief. Elder Chun adjusts his glasses, his voice laced with a hint of embarrassment. "I said I went to the military. It would be embarrassing to say I was going after getting dumped, so I just went." Her eyes widen slightly, a blush creeping onto her cheeks. "After I was discharged, I felt sorry so I couldn't contact you." She retorts, "Anyway, it is a fact that you ghosted me." "Once again, sorry," Elder Chun offers, but she cuts him off. Stop it." She runs a hand through her hair, her expression softening slightly. "You could have just said you went to the military." Her eyes narrow slightly, a hint of suspicion in her voice. "So you want me to edit your channel videos?" Elder Chun shakes his head, tears welling up in his eyes. "No, not my channel." He looks genuinely confused. "What does that mean?" Perspective shifts to show the feet of two people, one of whom says, "She should be arriving soon." Another voice adds, "You must have seen her on the internet." A woman with long black hair speaks, her gaze fixed on the short red-haired girl. "She just stopped by somewhere." A girl with white hair and panda-like ears stands nervously, clutching her jacket. Hello." She looks up, her expression a mix of shyness and curiosity. "I heard a lot about you." The short red-haired girl replies with a hesitant, "Nice to meet you?" Her eyes flash with disbelief and anger. "Kong Do-hyun, are you serious right now?" The dialogue bubble appears near the short red-haired girl, but the speaker is unclear from this angle. "You want me to handle another person's channel?" The scene shows the short red-haired girl, the white-haired female, and Elder Chun in a meeting area. Elder Chun asks, "Don't you know demons can't enter Earth?" The white-haired female looks at Elder Chun with a troubled expression. "I don't know why you got involved," she says. The short red-haired girl crosses her arms, her eyes narrowed and a fierce expression on her face. Elder Chun and the white-haired female look at the short red-haired girl with wide, shocked eyes, while she stares back with an intense, angry expression. The white-haired female smiles coyly, touching her cheek. "That is." A demonic figure with horns and red eyes appears amidst a fiery, ruined landscape. The demon king who attacked Earth 3 years ago was Another demonic figure, this one with red hair and horns, is shown. She is one of the 4 demon kings, including myself. The short red-haired girl smiles, a hint of resignation in her eyes. "I guess it can't be helped." She winks, a playful smirk on her face. "What?" The short red-haired girl, Elder Chun, and the white-haired female stand facing each other on a street, luggage nearby. The short red-haired girl, Elder Chun, and the white-haired female stand facing each other on a street, luggage nearby. The modern, multi-story house stands bathed in sunlight, surrounded by lush greenery. Inside, a suitcase rests by the door. A voice exclaims, "You really startled me, Jong-suk." Another voice muses, Is it really something to be that surprised about?" Hands carefully hold a cardboard box. One voice states, "It's just staying until the house repairs are finished." The other retorts, "That's not it." White-haired female, holding the box, looks flustered as she says, "You phrased it so strangely just now." The short red-haired girl, looking on, adds, "Let's live together." The white-haired female blushes, her expression one of embarrassment, as she says, "It's too shameless." The short red-haired girl, looking slightly annoyed, says, "I think you're the one being shameless, Emil." She then dismisses the concern with, "It's nothing." The white-haired female, with a playful grin, says, "Stop making useless noise," while the short red-haired girl asks, "Were you fluttered hearing that, Do-hyun?" A thought bubble appears, "I think I'd be fluttered if you helped move the luggage." Elder Chun, holding a box, states with a firm expression, "Absolutely not helping." Elder Chun, turning away, explains, "Since this was the last one anyway." The short red-haired girl questions, "Then why did you say that?" To which he replies, "Because it's fun." A staircase is shown. A voice comments, "Must have been hard for Kang-do to move it to the 2nd floor." Another voice adds, "The room layout is quite wicked." The short red-haired girl tells the white-haired female, "You and Emil have to use the same floor." The white-haired female responds, "Since I can't use it with you." The short red-haired girl says, "I don't mind anywhere though." The white-haired female dismisses it with, "Well, whatever." A box and some luggage are visible, suggesting the move is progressing. A thought bubble states, "Luggage is mostly moved now." Clothes hang on a rack and a laundry basket sits nearby, indicating that organizing is also underway. Elder Chun, the short red-haired girl, and the white-haired female stand together in a living area. Elder Chun says, "Thanks to you, the housing worry is solved. Good job, both of you." A voice expresses gratitude. Miss Jong-suk, thank you so much. The white-haired female looks teary-eyed and says, everything was pitch black before. The short red-haired girl laughs, haha, don't mention it. Elder Chin, looking thoughtful, responds, I guess so. The room is in disarray with caution tape warning of danger. Elder Chun, with a surprised expression, exclaims, I didn't expect the wall to completely collapse when we just tried to fix it. The white-haired female apologizes. Sorry. A refrigerator is packed with food. A voice states, the landlord said they'd accept us back once the wall is fixed, and they won't report it. Everything worked out well. Inside the refrigerator, various food items are neatly arranged. A voice muses, I suppose. The short red-haired girl, holding a can, asks, shall we have a drink together? As a moving-in party too. She winks suggestively, holding the can close, and asks, how about it? Elder Chun looks surprised, his eyes wide. A voice responds, well, sounds good. Another voice, hesitant, adds, I'd love to. Scene shows a window with a view of trees outside, suggesting a relaxed atmosphere. Several cans of Shan Sola are scattered on a surface, ready to be enjoyed. Person calls out, hey Kong Duhyan. Another voice, slightly annoyed, mutters, you punk. The short red-haired girl asks, really? Followed by a more emphatic, seriously. The white-haired female, leaning on the short red-haired girl, sighs, hewing, I'm so sleepy. Yes, strictly speaking. I think I should head in now. If you two are going to stay longer, please call me when you clean up. Don't worry and sleep comfortably. Kangdu will clean up. You have to clean too. Okay, understood. And I'll head in, sure. A bag of chips rests on the table, hinting at a casual break. Suka. For taking the manuscript and letting us stay at your house. How should I express my gratitude? Hey, why are you suddenly saying cringy stuff? Look, I've got goosebumps. Even when I say it, it is a bit bothersome, but better to keep you in front of my eyes. I won't let you disappear without a word like back then. I said I was sorry about that. Hey Kong Duhyan. A close-up on the short red-haired girl's flustered face. Do you still remember when we were young? Of course. How could I forget? 'Cause you cried so much. Don't talk about that. The elder Chun, in his school uniform, looks down. If it weren't for you, I don't think I would have had any friends. True, we played together at your house every day. We practically lived there, lol. It was really fun being with you. Now we've both grown up so much. You? Huh? I think you're too close. If you're too tipsy, wanna go in? What are you saying? I'm not tipsy at all. Why even closer? The tension in the room is palpable as Jong-suk and Elder Chan exchange heated glances, while pink-haired bunny girl stands between them, looking flustered. Elder Chun, flustered, points frantically. Wakak, it's over there. Just use the one next to the room. Pink-haired bunny girl, looking distressed, manages a weak thank you. A quiet moment settles as Elder Chan and Jong-suk sit side by side, their expressions unreadable. Elder Chun lets out a sigh, followed by a slightly unnerving suk-ah. Jong-suk announces, I'm going to get some fresh air. A hesitant, why yeah, sure, is her only reply. Jong-suk clutches her head in distress, exclaiming, crazy. I was crazy. She then questions, what did I do because of the drink? Her eyes widen with a mix of embarrassment and confusion, her cheeks flushed. A sticky note on her back humorously reads, water purifier lol. A classmate remarks, she's pitiful. Don't be like that as Jong-suk rests her head on her arms, looking dejected. A close-up shot of someone's mouth as they speak. Jong-suk looks up with teary eyes, a look of confusion and slight panic on her face. Elder Chun stands behind Jong-suk, his presence a silent question. Close-up on Jong-suk's eye, wide and filled with a mix of emotions. Jong-suk, alone at the table surrounded by empty cans, mutters, really, so tactless. A hand reaches out to open a can of soda. Jong-suk brings the can to her lips, her expression intense. She drinks deeply, her eyes still wide and troubled, as she asks herself, did I do that because I was drunk? Pink-haired bunny girl, looking concerned, addresses Jong-suk. Miss Jong-suk. Jong-suk, still flustered, asks, are you okay? Pink-haired bunny girl looks around, her expression shifting to worry. I don't see Mr. Dohyeon. Where did he go? She then adds, I have something to talk about. Pink-haired bunny girl offers a suggestion. If you go outside, he'll be there. Meanwhile, Jong-suk, still holding a can, says, he just went out to get some air. Pink-haired bunny girl states, tell Dohyeon to come back in soon. Jong-suk eagerly replies, yes, I'll go and get him. Pink-haired bunny girl calls out, Mr. Dohyeon, as she heads towards the door, urging, come inside now. Pink-haired bunny girl's eyes widen in shock and horror as she witnesses something. Her mouth agape. Pink-haired bunny girl screams, "Miss Jong Sukuk!" In a blur of motion, pink-haired bunny girl lunges forward, exclaiming, "It's a big disaster." Jong Suk asks, "What's the matter?" Pink-haired bunny girl questions, "Did Dio Hyun say he wants to cancel the contract?" Jong Suk denies, "No, it's not that." Pink-haired bunny girl's face contorts in panic as she cries out, "Emmer Deutschwon, Mr. Dio Hyun is..." Jong Suk's eyes widen in disbelief and shock. Dramatic overhead shot reveals the suburban houses, but a voice screams, "Dio Hyun was kidnapped?" Someone exclaims, "What kind of nonsense is that?" Another questions, "Did you see him get kidnapped with your own eyes?" The response is a frantic, "Yes, before my eyes, into a van." "What were you doing while you were being kidnapped?" "You're a demon king. Take that. My stamina is the same as a human's right now." The white van speeds away, its license plate obscured. A closer look reveals some text on the back of the van. "Waff, I remembered." What was written on it? "Miss Jong Suk, slow down. Hurry up, Emil." "Miss Jong Suk, are you sure Dio Hyun is here?" "It has to be here." Night sky is illuminated by a bright moon, clouds drifting by. Elder Chun sits alone on a bench in a quiet courtyard, looking down at a book. Seriously, Suk where is she going to sleep? If she has bad drinking habits, she should drink moderately. Elder Chun looks at short red-haired girl, a concerned expression on his face. A hand reaches out, gently touching short red-haired girl's arm. Short red-haired girl's expression shifts, a faint smile appearing. Their faces are close, on the verge of a kiss. Maybe not. Is she really me? The streetlights cast long shadows as the van drives down the road. No way. Why would she like me, lol? We've known each other for years, and back in high school. Here, Do Hyun? Hello, Do Hyun. I'd like you to marry me. Yes. Marriage? What are you talking about? And how do you know my name? Since you said yes. What kind of agreement is that? That was a question. Wait. Spare me. Do Hyun. The white-haired female scrambles up the stairs, her expression one of urgent concern. You should start coming in. I have something to tell you too. Do Hyun. A sudden, violent movement. Her eyes widen in sheer terror, a silent scream trapped in her throat. Do Hyun. We need to report this to the police, don't we? You mean Do Hyun was kidnapped by the Dragon Palace? Jong Suk, why are you so calm? Do Hyun, he was kidnapped. Because I know where the Dragon Palace is. Let's just wait. But hurry up and get some sleep. We have to take the first train tomorrow. You need to wake up early. Okay. A serene night sky, illuminated by a soft moon. We arrived faster than I thought. Oh. Of course, it was on Earth from the beginning. There are even stories handed down from long ago, you know? What are you doing? What's going on? Are you here to cause trouble? Perfect timing, though. An ornate traditional interior. Hey, Gutsy, do you know how worried we were? And here you are, just standing around. Do Hyun. Scene opens with a close-up on a person's lower body, clad in light blue leggings and a cropped white top, hinting at a casual or athletic setting. A young woman with white hair and dark horns, her face flushed and eyes wide with a mix of embarrassment and excitement, exclaims, "Doing that kind of thing with someone you're not even married to?" A man with glasses, Elder Chun, leans in towards a dark blue-haired maid, his expression a mixture of surprise and playful accusation. He says, "You're misunderstanding. The truth is..." Meanwhile, the dark blue maid, with a serene smile, seems unfazed, while a speech bubble near her reads, "Oh my." The camera pans to reveal a tense situation. A man with dark hair, suit fighter, shouts in disbelief, "Is it really a problem for a married couple too?" Beside him, the short red-haired girl and the white-haired female look on with shock, the latter muttering, "Achu." The white-haired female's expression contorts in panic, her eyes spiraling as a large, empty thought bubble looms above her head, indicating extreme distress or confusion. The white-haired female, still flustered, manages to say, "Yes, married." Dark blue maid, now in her maid uniform, smiles brightly as she states, "We even greeted the Dragon King properly." Elder Chun, looking slightly exasperated, adds, "Do Hyun was a bit hesitant, though." Suit fighter attempts to intervene, his arm outstretched as he says, "Guys, here's what actually happened." But the white-haired female cuts him off. "No, it's not like that. The short red-haired girl, her expression intense and eyes narrowed, declares, "It doesn't seem like she was kidnapped. She came because she wanted to." She then concedes, "I guess I overstepped." A disembodied voice chuckles, "Ha ha ha, yeah." The white-haired female's panicked expression returns, her eyes swirling again. She exclaims, "Do-hyun is a guy too, so." Angry symbol flashes across a dark background, indicating intense frustration. A large, distorted speech bubble appears, filled with the desperate cry, "That's not it!" The scene shifts to an interior shot, focusing on the intricate architectural details of a room, with ornate wooden beams and patterned walls. Elder Chun, looking troubled and running a hand through his hair, states, "I really was kidnapped," and adds, "and I had no intention of doing anything with Wave." The white-haired female and the short red-haired girl look on with wide eyes and flushed faces. The white-haired female seems to be saying, "I kept saying no the whole time," while the short red-haired girl reacts with, "Oh my." The dark blue maid asks Elder Chun, "It wasn't because you were embarrassed?" He emphatically replies, "Yes." A speech bubble asks, "You're actually quite pretty?" The dark blue maid, with a seductive smile and hearts floating around her, asks, "Why don't you want to get married?" Elder Chun, looking bewildered, responds, "Who would marry someone who kidnaps you out of nowhere?" A close-up focuses on the fabric of dark clothing, suggesting a moment of quiet or transition. The dark blue maid's face is shown in profile, her expression one of confusion as she asks, "What do you mean?" Her question continues, "That's a normal way to get married, isn't it?" Dark blue maid stands confidently, her hand raised, while Elder Chun looks on with a surprised expression. The scene implies a continuation of their conversation. Elder Chun's face is shown in a close-up, his eyes wide behind his glasses, a look of dawning realization or shock on his face. The short, red-haired girl's eyes widen in surprise, her expression a mixture of shock and disbelief. A close-up on white fabric, potentially clothing, with soft lighting. The white-haired female's face is shown in extreme close-up, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and distress, sweat beading on her forehead. Wide shot reveals the characters gathered in a grand hall. The dark blue maid stands on the left, facing Elder Chun, who is seated on the stairs. The short red-haired girl and the white-haired female stand on the rug, looking towards the center. The dark blue maid's face is shown in a close-up, her eyes closed and a faint blush on her cheeks, suggesting a moment of contemplation or perhaps embarrassment. A group of individuals stands in a grand hall, the air thick with anticipation. The dark blue maid, her expression bright and a hint of blush on her cheeks, speaks with an enthusiastic tone. She explains the custom. You capture the man and present him to your parents. That's considered the formal meeting. Recalling a past event, she adds, "And when I captured Do-hyun, I clearly said we should get married." Static fills the screen, hinting at a disruption or transition. A close-up on short red-haired girl's intense eyes as she asks, "Is the screen coming through okay?" Elder Chun, looking composed, sits amidst a crowd. The narrator explains, "Today's content, as you saw in the stream title, with the manager over there on the line." White-haired female stands before a grand backdrop, her expression a mix of determination and slight unease. The narration continues, "The Demon King-Gau and..." The dark blue maid, now in her maid uniform, blushes as she speaks, her words a playful murmur. The scene shifts to a wide shot of an ornate courtyard. The dark blue maid and white-haired female are seen in the distance. The narrator states, "We'll face off in a live match. We're counting on lots of interest from everyone." A stark close-up on white-haired female's face, her eyes wide with a mixture of confusion and apprehension. A faint blush colors her cheeks. A voice asks, obscured by a hazy background, "You're saying Wave and Ale will compete?" The group is gathered again. The dark blue maid looks down, her hands clasped. A monstrous, reptilian creature looms behind Elder Chun, its massive hand resting on his shoulder. He looks bewildered as a voice asks, "A live match?" The dark blue maid, her hand to her cheek, looks thoughtful as she replies, "I made one for promotion purposes." Elder Chun, his glasses reflecting the light, sighs in relief. "That's a relief. As long as you have a channel, there won't be any issues." Elder Chun, holding a smartphone, begins to speak. Ale can submit the live match request, so... Short, red-haired girl interrupts, her expression shocked. Wait, you can only apply for live matches if you have over 10,000 subscribers?" A screen shows Ale's profile with followers 11K. The narrator explains, probably right after the Snowy Mountain stream. Hitting 10,000 in a single broadcast. He really benefited from Yoel's channel promotion. The group is in conversation. Short, red-haired girl exclaims, "Still, that growth is insane." Elder Chun adds, "At that level, it's basically..." Elder Chun and short red-haired girl lean in, their expressions serious as they address someone off-panel. The camera focuses on Elder Chun and short red-haired girl, their gazes intense. The white-haired female, partially visible, seems to be the subject of their attention. The white-haired female, her bunny ears twitching slightly, speaks softly. "I have something I'm curious about." She pauses, then continues, her voice barely a whisper. That is, her eyes dart away, a blush deepening on her cheeks as she finally asks, "What exactly is a live match?" Elder Chun, his expression unreadable, states plainly, "I guess Ale might not know. It's a live broadcast where streamers compete against each other, with randomly selected categories. Usually, it feels like a friendly match or a collaboration, but sometimes something is put on the line. The platform even promotes it with banners. Suit Fighter faces off against a massive red dragon in a live match. If you prove you're entertaining in a live match, you can even steal the other person's viewers." Steal viewers? The white-haired female, looking distressed, exclaims, "I can't give up my viewers." The short red-haired girl reassures her, "Ale, don't worry so much. Viewers usually don't fully switch over anyway." She adds with a grin, "Live matches are kind of like mutual WWE. And also," the short red-haired girl playfully grabs the white-haired female, saying, "to prevent abuse." The dark blue maid observes, "If just any channel could challenge others to live matches, Terrarium would get overwhelmed." An aerial view shows a vast, traditional East Asian-style complex. The short red-haired girl asks, "Hey, Kong Duhyan, have you lost your mind?" Kong Duhyan sits with a group of people, some with green skin and pointed ears. Someone grabs Kong Duhyan's collar. The short red-haired girl, enraged, shouts, "How can you say it doesn't matter if Ale loses?" She continues, "Is being Wave's manager all you care about now?" Kong Duhyan looks at her, about to respond, "Well, that's..." The short red-haired girl is pulled upwards, her arms raised in confusion. The camera pans across the ornate rooftops of the traditional complex. The dark blue maid stands before Kong Duhyan, who has just arrived. She asks, "What brings you here, Duhyan?" Kong Duhyan replies, "Not exactly." He holds up his phone, displaying a notice, and says, "Your way of addressing me has changed. Would you be interested in doing a hidden camera prank?" The dark blue maid immediately refuses. "No, I'm not." Kong Duhyan comments, "That was a quick no." She adds, "Hide and seek is my specialty. Since I'm going to win anyway, I have no reason to accept your proposal. You'd be better off spending that time preparing for the match." Kong Duhyan retorts, "Even if you win, it won't do you any good, will it?" The dark blue maid blushes, her elven ears twitching slightly. Kong Duhyan, looking thoughtful, says, "I'd give it 6 months. Ale's growth was largely thanks to Yoru after all. Without the Demon King, you wouldn't have even cleared the snowy mountain in the first place. Can a channel grow naturally without a lucky break? That's why I'm suggesting a faster way. I'll let you use the stream to promote both the Dragon Palace and Wave's channel. Wave will win the match by a hair. Tell her the stream wasn't a match with me on the line, but a promotion for the Dragon Palace. Well, will you accept my proposal? If those are the conditions, it wouldn't be a bad deal to accept. So that's how it went down. He went to negotiate once the topic was out. There's no way we can win at Ale speed. Seriously, you should have told us sooner. There was nothing to worry about, right? Where do you think you're going? We have to go to Ale. They really trashed the building. Is this the Dragon Palace? This is a warning against illegal distribution and sharing. Piracy is a clear crime, and infringers will be identified by the system. Naver Webtoon applies strict copyright principles in related legal proceedings. Furthermore, using illegal sites may lead to malware infections, personal information leaks, and financial fraud. Please enjoy content safely on Naver Webtoon. All you're thinking about is the repair costs. That's not what I meant. Forget it. I'm done with you, Dohyan. Without any issues, I'm going to make sure I catch Wave. Just stay right there and watch. I see, Ale. However, you will have to compensate for this. Why am I stuck doing this too? It feels like Wave is the only one profiting from the promotion, while Ale is the only one suffering. Ale needs the experience. As the channel grows, she'll face more live matches, and if she doesn't sharpen her instincts now, she'll be eaten alive by those predatory streamers. Dark blue maid lies defeated, her uniform soiled, while another figure, the white-haired female, is similarly incapacitated. Elder Chun looks on with concern, his glasses glinting, while the short red-haired girl stands close, her expression a mix of worry and determination. She states, "You can't survive if you can't win the live matches." The short red-haired girl, her eyes narrowed and a smirk playing on her lips, retorts, "Wasn't I right?" She continues, "It's not practice if she gets overwhelmingly crushed." A small portrait of the short red-haired girl appears as she thinks, Ale would be so hurt if she knew. Meanwhile, Elder Chun breaks out in a sweat, his expression troubled. Thought Bubble appears, stating it can't be helped, given the category and all. The scene is hazy, but a Thought Bubble declares, the fact is, it's a match Ale can't easily win. The dark blue maid, now in her full maid uniform, stands with an air of confidence, her eyes closed. She declares, ambushes like that won't work on me. The dark blue maid smiles serenely, her eyes still closed, as she says, you'd stand a chance if you used mana, Ale. Below her, a speech bubble from the short red-haired girl protests, I told you, demons don't use mana. The dark blue maid's expression shifts to one of disbelief as she says, a race that can't use mana. The white-haired female, her hair white and styled with horns, looks flustered and shouts, we're strong enough without it, so we choose not to. The dark blue maid, now with her eyes open and a slight blush, states, you're not very convincing in that state. The white-haired female retorts, be quiet. White-haired female's eyes widen in anger and frustration, her expression intense as she speaks. Her face contorted with emotion, the white-haired female's eyes are wide and tearful, her mouth open in a shout. The dark blue maid closes her eyes, a faint smile on her face, as a soft sound emanates from her. The dark blue maid is seen pushing the white-haired female away, who struggles in her grasp. The dark blue maid states, I'm telling you, it's impossible. A piercing scream, arch, echoes as the dark blue maid looks on. Elder Chun stands behind the short red-haired girl, his hand covering his face in distress. The short red-haired girl looks forward, her lips forming the word, Ale. A close-up on the short red-haired girl's eyes, which are wide and filled with a mix of determination and distress. A warning message in Korean appears, detailing legal actions against illegal distribution and advising users to watch content safely on the official platform. A thought bubble expresses distress. It's too tight, I can't move. The white-haired female, now in a maid outfit that appears too tight, struggles, her face flushed with embarrassment and exertion. Her eyes wide with panic, the white-haired female pleads, help me out. Hesitant voice says, I don't think I should do that. Elder Chun covers his face, overwhelmed, and exclaims, why? How am I supposed to help with this? The white-haired female, her eyes wide with urgency, says, but if I lose, Do-Hyeon, you'll... Elder Chun interrupts, that's not the issue right now. She retorts, then what is the problem? A close-up on a smartphone screen shows a timer counting down, displaying 0:01. The white-haired female, still in the maid outfit, faces Elder Chun, who looks away, seemingly uncomfortable. A close-up on the white-haired female's eye, showing a mix of desperation and a hint of determination. Dark blue maid, her expression triumphant, announces the time limit has ended. The dark blue maid's expression is grim as she declares, the last bet is Ale's loss. The white-haired female stands dejected, her voice heavy with defeat. I couldn't win even once. Elder Chun offers a somber apology. I'm sorry, Ale, it's not that I didn't want to help. The white-haired female cries out in frustration. It's not because of that. I'm just so frustrated. Elder Chun, his expression pained, confesses, Ale, actually, about this, I endured everything, even though it was hot, hard, and embarrassing. I just wanted to make the broadcast fun. The white-haired female, her back to us, laments, but I didn't win a single time. The short red-haired girl looks at Ale with a pained expression, saying, I tried so hard. Tears welling in her eyes, the white-haired female cries out, I just don't want to lose it all. Elder Chun stands stoically, while the white-haired female looks down, her face obscured. A blur of motion and intense energy. Elder Chun clutches his head, his face contorted in a silent scream of agony. The white-haired female apologizes, I'm sorry, Ale. Beside her, the dark blue maid states, I'm not qualified to be a manager. Elder Chun, his face bruised and bloodied, speaks with a weary resolve, since the live match event is tag anyway. A call to action rings out, Ale, let's catch Miss Eve together. The dark blue maid, now in her full uniform, nods with a simple, understood, then adds, well. Close-up on the dark blue maid's intense blue eye. The dark blue maid lunges, her movements swift and precise, while the white-haired female is sent flying. The white-haired female, caught off guard, shows a look of surprise and exertion. The dark blue maid descends with grace, while the white-haired female tumbles through the air. The dark blue maid and white-haired female are locked in a dynamic aerial struggle. A look of grim determination crosses the dark blue maid's face as she thinks, at this speed, there's no way. Her eyes widen in alarm, a silent gasp escaping her lips. Is it a promise? You'll grant me anything, right? Since it's my wish. This chapter is brought to you by n-thunderscans.com. Please support the website by reading the chapter there and avoid reading it from pirated websites to ensure its continuity. Elder Chun smiles, a hint of amusement in his eyes. Is this your wish? She practically vibrates with excitement, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. I can't believe your wish is just going shopping. Elder Chen's expression shifts, a flicker of concern crossing his face. Isn't that a bit too modest? I said nothing expensive, but are you really okay with this for a wish? Yes, of course. Because I wear the same thing every day. So if you help me pick some out, Dohayan, it'll be a huge help. But I don't know much about clothes either. Gasp. Well, I guess that's true. Suk would probably be more help than me. No. I think I'd prefer you, Dohayan. Her expression shifts, a mix of pleading and determination. Elder Chun looks flustered, a bead of sweat trickling down his temple. The camera pans over a modern, sun-drenched house, suggesting a comfortable and affluent lifestyle. It's the two of them going shopping. This is basically a date, isn't it? No, it's not like that. Dohayan didn't seem interested in Ale anyway. And Ale said she didn't like Dohayan like that either. The short, red-haired girl looks away, a contemplative expression on her face as she holds a mug. Dohayan, what's wrong? Are the clothes uncomfortable? It's not that, but... The white-haired female is seen in a striking bunny-themed outfit, her expression a mix of embarrassment and excitement. I agree it's a bit much, but then why? But a strange robot, a relic from the Dragon Palace, has appeared. The chat is buzzing with questions and confusion. The explanation: after the Dragon Palace broadcast, the channel achieved rank 1000, unlocking a special broadcasting robot. This robot is a reward for reaching such a high rank, a testament to their broadcasting success. While the achievement is impressive, the immediate question remains, how does this relate to turning on the stream right now? Elder Chen explains that with viewer recommendations, they can also solicit donations, making the stream more interactive and profitable. Pink-haired bunny girl is taken aback, questioning if Elder Chun intends to rely solely on donations rather than paying for things himself. Her expression shifts, a mix of disbelief and annoyance. Elder Chun, unfazed, suggests trying on the rest of the clothes, as recommendations are already pouring in. Pink-haired bunny girl looks uncertain, her gaze fixed on the other outfits. Elder Chun confirms with a sly grin, yeah, the other ones. Wave of realization and slight panic washes over pink-haired bunny girl. The plan is set, let's go with a magical girl outfit. Pink-haired bunny girl transforms into a dazzling magical girl, complete with a star wand. Viewers respond enthusiastically with successful donations for both Just Gotta Be Cute and Wear Magic Clothes missions. Dressed in a new, more academic outfit, pink-haired bunny girl, now with glasses, seems to be contemplating the nature of schools. She questions if Elder Chun meant she was stupid, as viewers send in donations with messages like, so she is stupid, and that's a bit scary. Another donation comes in, being stupid, followed by she must have been terrible at studying LOL. Pink-haired bunny girl asks Elder Chun if they can ban these viewers. Pink-haired bunny girl dons a nun outfit, acknowledging it's okay but noting the viewers' reactions are peculiar. A donation for this outfit is okay. Comes through. Elder Chun observes that the black and white outfit looks good on her, similar to her original clothes, and the viewers agree, finding it really nice. Pink-haired bunny girl wonders if the horns might be historically inaccurate for a nun outfit. Elder Chen finds that detail appealing, while viewers call him a total noob. She remains silent, her expression thoughtful. This isn't why she wanted to go shopping together. Elder Chen points, seemingly oblivious to her distress. She seems overwhelmed by the situation. Short red-haired girl approaches Ale with a direct question about her relationship with Elder Chun. Ale confesses her desperation, stating she'd do anything to have Elder Chun for herself. She then asks Ale the same question, how about you? Ale reacts with shock after hearing such a confession. A battered but smiling Elder Chun reveals his intention. He wanted to test the difference mana makes in combat. He elaborates, wanting to observe how Wave utilizes her strength with mana and which way she instinctively dodges. Yes, I'll make sure to win. A grunt of exertion. No matter what, Ale. Her expression shifts, a mix of concern and urgency. Don't push yourself too hard. It's okay to forfeit if you think you can't make it. Elder Chun turns away, his back to the conversation. The white-haired female looks on, her expression a mixture of anxiety and determination. Elder Chun touches his neck, a slight grimace on his face. I was gonna spend time shopping and then naturally ask what he meant by that. Blonde hoodie guy gestures emphatically, while the white-haired female looks on with a mix of exasperation and embarrassment. But he's acting like this is just a full-on broadcast. Or how about this one? I'm sure what he said back at the Dragon Palace was just a thoughtless comment. The viewers say they like this one. Are you listening? Fine, I'll just try them all on. Okay. Elder Chun looks flustered, his hands gesturing as if trying to explain something. Hey! Elder Chen's eyes widen with a mix of excitement and disbelief as he looks at his screen. His face flushes with excitement, eyes locked on the screen. A serene sky painted with soft hues of pink and purple. An aerial view of a bustling shopping mall advertising a happy sale. Phew, that was exhausting. It's cold. You worked hard, Do-Hyun. Thanks for the drink. You worked hard too, Ale. Thanks to you, I picked out some pretty clothes. It was worth the effort. I'm glad to hear that. I used to get criticized so much for my fashion that I didn't have any confidence. Was it from Young-suk? Well, Young-suk did seem very interested in clothes. Her gaze drifts, a hint of shyness in her eyes. I knew it. What he said at the Dragon Palace was just him worrying as a manager. In that case, I'll act. Do you still have some time? Oh, there's a place I'd like to go with you. What do you think? Wanna go together? The scene pans across a charming cobblestone path illuminated by ornate street lamps. A close-up on a young woman with striking white hair and distinctive panda-like ears, her fingers nervously touching her lips. Her eyes, wide and tinged with blue, betray a hint of shyness. Star Graphic announces Thunderscans, urging readers to support the series on their website and join their Discord server. Another screen displays a message encouraging readers to visit en-tundrscns.com to support the publication of more amazing series with high quality and translation. A wide shot reveals a cobblestone path and street lamps with a figure in the distance. A speech bubble reads, The ornate street lamps cast a warm glow on the patterned cobblestone path. The young woman with white hair and panda ears is shown again, her expression shy and her fingers near her mouth. From a high vantage point, two figures stand on a balcony overlooking a sprawling city skyline at night. One of them exclaims, "Wow, it's beautiful." White-haired woman, now identified by her name, turns to the man beside her, her expression a mix of awe and inquiry, asking, "Do-Hyun, this place is?" Elder Chun, wearing glasses and a hoodie, stands with a hand in his pocket. He explains, "It's a spot I used to visit whenever I needed some fresh air. I haven't been able to come lately because things have been so hectic." Above a starry night sky, a speech bubble states, "Well, we haven't really had a moment to breathe since we met." Below, another bubble adds, "It reminds me of the time the wall got smashed in. Ugh." The white-haired woman looks exasperated as Elder Chun grins. While she asks, "Why are you bringing that up again?" he casually replies, "Just because, LOL." Elder Chun leans against a railing, his expression contemplative as he says, "Anyway, I'm sorry about what happened at the Dragon Palace. Trying to rig things my way without telling you." Close-up on Elder Chen's face reveals a look of regret and realization. He confesses, "I guess I still haven't kicked my old habits." The camera focuses on the flowing black hair of a woman, hinting at her presence. A young man with dark hair, holding a phone and a guitar case, stands on a street with surfboards and a cafe in the background. A woman with long, dark hair and striking eyes smiles coyly over her shoulder, her gaze captivating. Elder Chen's words continue, "Once I have a goal, I tend to get tunnel vision, and I have a bad habit of pushing everything else to the back seat." Meanwhile, the white-haired woman's voice is heard, "And no, it's fine." The white-haired woman, now with a playful wink and a hand on her chest, declares, "You did it for my sake, because you wanted the stream to go better." The white-haired woman repeats, "Plus, you went shopping with me to make up for it." Elder Chun, looking away slightly, responds, "No, you had every right to be mad." Elder Chen's face fills the frame as he states, "I'll make sure I don't decide things on my own from now on. It should go without saying, but..." A low-angle shot shows the white-haired woman looking down at Elder Chun, the railing separating them as they stand on different levels. Close-up focuses on the white hair and black hoodie of the white-haired woman. The white-haired woman calls out, her voice trembling slightly, "Didi, Do-Hyun." The camera pans out to show the white-haired woman and Elder Chun standing on the balcony overlooking the city, similar to a previous scene. The white-haired woman's expression shifts to one of distress and concern. She asks, "Do you remember what you said at the Dragon Palace?" Elder Chun looks slightly taken aback, responding, what did I say?" A speech bubble from below adds, "You know, that you'd be in trouble if I got hurt." The white-haired woman's eyes widen in disbelief and slight anger as she questions, "What did you mean by that?" Elder Chun looks down, his expression unreadable as he says, "That?" The white-haired woman's face contorts with a mix of confusion and frustration as she asks, "That?" The white-haired woman, standing on the balcony, explains, "Well, obviously because if you're hurt, we can't stream. We can't stay at Young-suk's place forever, right? Well, I guess that's true, but I figured you'd say something like that. Here I was thinking maybe what? It's nothing. I mean, what else could it be? The stream, we definitely have to do it, since I spent all our recent earnings and donations on this shopping trip. Wait, already? Clothes aren't cheap, you know, but it's fine. We made it into the top 1,000. And our average viewer count is stabilizing at a higher level. We'll be able to earn enough for the house repairs in no time. Haha, well, that's good then. Once the house is fixed, our covenant will also... What is it, Do-hyun? Weren't you about to say something? You said you had something to tell me before we came here. You followed me here while trying to say something. Ah, I almost forgot. It's nothing major, but... What are you talking about? Something came up back on the demon planet, so I have to go there for a bit. You're going to go handle business? I am a demon king, you know? I'm joking. It'll probably be about a week by the time I get back. Then let's think about what to do for the next stream. There you go again. Let's make the plans together once I'm back. Got it? Fine. Well, I have to head out right now. She activates a portal, bathing the area in a golden light. Oh, so opening a gate to the demon planet is pretty much the same as other planets? It's exactly the same, except for the fact that it doesn't use mana. Well then, Do-hyun, don't go getting kidnapped or anything while I'm gone, okay? You are my manager, after all. He smiles, a hint of worry in his eyes. I got it. Have a safe trip. The camera pans over a quiet suburban street as the white-haired female departs. I wonder what kind of business she has to handle. Come to think of it, there's not much I actually know about Ale. I haven't really said much about myself either, though. I should probably try talking to her more. What's with that girl? She's been looking back at me for a while now. No way. Am I being confused for someone else? This is ridiculous. Nothing I can do. In times like this, his hand slips into his pocket, a sign of unease. It's best to just speed past him. What the? Why is he running too? Excuse me. What? I think I just made the misunderstanding worse. And is it me? He leans on a hand, his expression filled with confusion and a touch of sweat. It feels like we're heading the same way? Her finger presses against the intercom panel, a moment of anticipation. Her expression is hidden by her cap and hair, but the tension is palpable. What? When did the password get changed? Just open already. Excuse me. Hello. Hey, what are you doing there? She walks away, her back to the viewer. What do you think you're doing in front of someone else's house? A close-up on her face, eyes narrowed. Sorry, I didn't mean to knock you over. Are you okay? Don't. She lies on the ground, her eyes filled with a dangerous glint. Don't touch me. Don't. Yeah, ever since that time I called you Sook. I definitely kept my address a secret, but anonymous packages keep showing up. And whenever I take a break because I'm sick, someone actually comes by and leaves medicine at my door. I already reported it to the police, but it seems like cases involving otherworlders have a really complicated process. That's a bit tricky, to be honest. I'm living with that guy right now. Living together already, isn't that a bit fast? No matter how close you guys are. MMPH. You'd have to live with Dohyun too. Are you okay with that? Haha. Well, I'm on the second floor anyway. I mean, if it's fine with you, I don't mind if someone you're close with. He doesn't seem that dangerous either. Hong Dohyun, you don't mind either, right? Then there's no problem. Sook, he said it's fine. Rin, you can use that room. You're going to stream, right? Yeah, it's my comeback stream today. Then I'll go get my stream settings ready. Thank you so much for the favor. Sure. Oh, so the streamer you were talking about was Rin? What, you know her? Of course I do. She's a rising streamer known for being a rabbit demi-human. I was too flustered earlier to recognize her. This chapter is brought to you by n-thunderscans.com. Please support the website by reading the chapter there and avoid reading if from pirated websites to ensure its continuity. There wasn't much info on her other than the fact that she's a rabbit, right? Her manager keeps a tight lid on her private life. How did a stalker find out where Rin lives? There's nothing in the community posts or sites. Does the manager know where she lives? Probably. Then isn't it possible the manager is the stalker? I doubt it. From what I know, that manager... Nothing. Dohyun was just wondering if the manager might be the stalker. Met the manager in person? What's that supposed to mean? People sometimes approach otherworlders with motives like that. So that's why you're a manager, Dohyun? What? Minji is a girl, unlike you. Whatever. Is there anyone else suspicious? The pink-haired bunny girl turns away sharply, her ears twitching. What was that? Elder Chun looks concerned, a bead of sweat trickling down his temple. Did I say something wrong? Sook, did I do something to upset her? You know Rin is a rabbit demi-human, right? Yeah. Because of those traits, she had a pretty hard time when she first came to Earth. What kind of traits? I'd rather not say. After that, she just stayed in her room and barely streamed. Apparently, Minji was in a similar boat. So when Rin started streaming for real, she asked Minji to be her manager, and they've been working together ever since. You suspected Minji, so she probably got offended. Still, it's just that I want to help with otherworlders. Even if you report it, things take forever without solid proof. I watch your streams a lot and have mentioned you to Ale many times as a reference. That's why I said it. I didn't mean anything bad by it. I just wanted to see if there was anyone suspicious in that sense. Haha, fine, I get it. I'm sorry I overreacted. It's time for my stream now, so I'll let you know if I think of anyone. Seeing as she didn't refuse your help, I don't think she particularly dislikes you. By the way, why did you suddenly offer to help? Well, she's your friend. And living together is a bit uncomfortable. Once Ale comes back, there'll be 4 of us. Living in one house is a bit much. So I want to settle this before Ale gets back. Other than a few trolls, the chat seems okay. The chat logs show a mix of comments, some deleted, others questioning if Rin is a rabbit and commenting on her speed. Some messages are marked as deleted. Did you say the manager handles the chat too? Yeah, she said she doesn't have a separate chat mod. Elder Chun looks down, a thoughtful expression on his face. The pink-haired bunny girl holds up her phone, her expression unreadable. She smiles, waving her free hand. Her expression shifts, a hint of something more serious crossing her face. The screen flickers and fades to black. The stream has ended. What? Why did she end the stream so suddenly? What do you mean? Kong Dohyun was right. Pink-haired bunny girl, who had just finished her stream, entered the room with a flourish. Elder Chun and short red-haired girl were already there, seated. Huh? Elder Chun looked up from his phone, asking, I just thought of someone suspicious. The pink-haired bunny girl, holding her phone, asked, You were watching the stream, right? That viewer whose messages were all just deleted. The pink-haired bunny girl's eyes narrowed, her bunny ears twitching. That person is the prime suspect for the stalker. Her gaze intensified, red eyes burning with suspicion. This chapter is brought to you by nThunderscans. Also, join our Discord server to stay updated on new releases and get notifications when new chapters of your favorite series are released through this link, discord.gg/thunder-n. Please support us by reading this at our site. Your support means the world. The pink-haired bunny girl reiterated that person is the prime suspect for the stalker. This chapter is brought to you by n-thunderscans.com. Please support the website by reading the chapter there and avoid reading it from pirate websites to ensure its continuity. They've been watching me since the channel was tiny, but back then I didn't have a manager, and I didn't really know how much personal info was okay to share, so I accidentally let the name of a nearby restaurant slip once. You actually said that? Short red-haired girl questioned. The pink-haired bunny girl exclaimed, I told you, I didn't know the limits were back then. Why are you being so serious over just a restaurant name? That's more than enough. If they just wait at the restaurant, they're bound to run into you. And if they follow you from there, finding your address is easy, Elder Chin explained, looking concerned. Short red-haired girl simply muttered, ugh. But based on what you're saying, shouldn't we be suspicious of all your early viewers? Elder Chin asked. The pink-haired bunny girl shot back. Is there a reason you suspect that person? Of everyone who watched back then, they're the only ones still around. I remember the names of all my original viewers, the pink-haired bunny girl stated. And the reason I'm certain it's them is, she trailed off as chat messages flashed on screen. They used to just be a common troll. But lately, they've been spamming the chat demanding to meet in person. They got a temporary ban today and apparently sent an official protest email to the manager. Short red-haired girl asked, an email? What kind of email? Her eyes widened in surprise. Elder Chun looked on, his expression a mix of concern and curiosity. Oh, Elder Chun looked at the phone screen displaying an inbox full of aggressive messages. This is pretty intense. The suspicion is definitely there, but it's still a bit vague. Short red-haired girl mused. If it's a stalker, would they really be so fixated on a formal meeting? Elder Chun pondered the situation, his brow furrowed in thought. Since they want to meet so badly, why not just go see them? The pink-haired bunny girl suggested. Short red-haired girl added, that way we'll know for sure. What are you talking about? The pink-haired bunny girl stammered, her eyes widening in alarm. You want me to meet a suspicious person face to face? Don't worry, Elder Chun reassured her. He looked down, a determined glint in his eyes. The group decided to meet the suspicious viewer at Cloud Cafe. Short red-haired girl questions the plan. So the best plan you could come up with, she continues, her voice laced with skepticism, is for you and me to just spy on them from a distance? Elder Chun, seated opposite her, asks, what other choice is there? Short red-haired girl explains, if things go south, I'll buy us some time so you call the police. Elder Chun questions her capability, and what exactly could you do? He then mutters to himself, well, nothing much, I guess. He expresses concern, I hope Rin is okay. Pink-haired bunny girl, dressed in a white hoodie and sweatpants, sits on a chair, engrossed in her phone. The phone screen displays a text conversation. The last message from Min2 the Ji reads, I'm scared. Pink-haired bunny girl bites her finger, her eyes wide with unease. A small figure with glasses is visible on the screen, and a thought bubble above her head says, she doesn't seem okay at all. Short red-haired girl states, this is when we really need Ale. Elder Chun replies, what can we do? Ale is in the demon realm. She then adds, I miss her. Elder Chun concludes, for now, we have to handle this ourselves. Suddenly, short red-haired girl exclaims, wait, Dohyan. Short red-haired girl voices her concern. I think that person is heading toward Rin. Elder Chun, looking alarmed, asks, they're already here? Elder Chen's expression is filled with worry as he looks over his shoulder. Pink-haired bunny girl, looking down, seems to be waiting for something. A soft, excuse me, is heard. Her eyes are wide and her expression is one of slight apprehension as she looks forward. A new character appears, offering a polite, nice to meet you. Short red-haired girl reacts with surprise, exclaiming, who is that? The narrator reveals, I thought it was just some troll. Below this, a phone screen shows chat messages. It's for my school homework, that aim LOL, and you live near me. A young girl in a martial arts uniform, with her hair in buns, looks shocked and exclaims, it's an elementary schooler. She then asks, you're RINUNNI, right? The young girl explains her presence. I really enjoy watching your streams. She continues, I thought you might live in my neighborhood, so I really wanted to see you. Elder Chun responds, oh, right. Pink-haired bunny girl asks, those chat messages, did your friend send them too? A voice answers, yes, that's right. The voice clarifies, yes, I asked for her help because I had a school project to research a career. Another voice adds, Rinnuan and I was the first Otherworlder streamer I ever watched. Pink-haired bunny girl recounts, we barely chatted, but then I got banned. She continues, and even when I sent an apology email, the manager never replied. Someone asks, an apology email? The phone displays a series of messages, including you total snake. You're like a bitter chestnut. You're really going to regret this. No, why did you ban me? And please unban me. Unban me. Pink-haired bunny girl's expression is one of exhaustion and sadness. Her eyes are half closed, and a faint blush colors her cheeks as she smiles softly. Short red-haired girl comments. Kids these days have a very passionate way of apologizing. Pink-haired bunny girl laughs, saying, haha. The young girl protests, no, I really didn't say much. The young girl insists, I only asked to be unbanned. Pink-haired bunny girl questions her, but don't you think you used a bit too much profanity? The young girl retorts, I spoke really nicely, though. Pink-haired bunny girl holds up her phone, saying, look at this. The young girl replies, I've already seen it. You don't have to show me. Pink-haired bunny girl looks surprised, asking, HOH? Pink-haired bunny girl explains, I guess there was just a misunderstanding, she promises. I'll unban you as soon as I get home. The young girl's face lights up. Really? Thank you so much. She then asks, and I. Then does that mean you'll do the interview for my project too? Pink-haired bunny girl agrees. Sure, let's do it right now. As the two girls interact, Elder Chun looks on, muttering, unbelievable. Short red-haired girl questions, you're telling me a kid like that sent those emails? Elder Chun ponders, and no matter how I look at it, something's weird. Short red-haired girl agrees, right? It has to be the manager. Elder Chun confirms, exactly. Things weren't like this in my day. Kids these days are scary. Oh, you're going that way? By the way, what have you been looking at this whole time? This is a full video channel. Why are you watching that all of a sudden? Just a hunch. He adjusts his earbuds, a troubled expression crossing his face. He puts on his glasses, contemplating. Or maybe not. Thanks for the drink. And thank you so much for the interview. I have to go to Taekwondo now. I'll see you out. Where do you catch the bus? Thank you. It's right in front. Yinny, thanks for taking the time today. I'll be much nicer in chat from now on. Sure, get home safe. Haha. First, shall we head back home? Let's. The camera pans over a quiet, suburban street, highlighting the architecture of the houses. Of all things, I never imagined the viewer would be an elementary schooler. LOL, it's actually ridiculous. I was so tense because she said they sent threatening emails, but it seems it was all a misunderstanding. The contents of the email the kid showed and the one she showed you were completely different. Really? I guess I should check more carefully from now on. Oh right, what happened with the police report? Well, they said there's no evidence, so nothing's happening. So frustrating. So, Minji, are you sure I can't stay at your place? Sorry, that's going to be difficult. No, I get it. A close-up on pink-haired bunny girl's face, her eyes glowing red with a hint of distress. Then what should we do for tomorrow's stream? Elder Chun sits with his hands clasped, his expression unreadable. That manager friend of yours, are you absolutely sure you can trust her? We're done with that conversation. Why are you bringing it up again? I'm saying this because something doesn't add up. You said yourself you've never even met her in person. That might be true, but I told you, she was the first friend I made after coming to Earth. And like I said, Minji is a girl. Being a girl isn't proof that she's not the culprit. I said it's not her. Isn't it strange? Why do you trust someone you've never even seen so much? Ugh, Do-hyeon, what is wrong with you? No, Suk. Kong Do-hyeon, you're just uncomfortable living with me, aren't you? You're just rushing this so you can get rid of me quickly. That's not it. What do you mean it's not? Being together is that uncomfortable for you, then I'll move out or find another place. So you don't have to keep pretending to help anymore. So I give up. She'll figure it out on her own, I guess. The scene shifts to a bright, clear sky. Camera pans across a modern, multi-story house bathed in sunlight. Hey Kong Do-hyeon, take it back. Take what back? I take back what I said about not needing your help. So, pink-haired bunny girl stands with a pained expression, tears welling in her eyes. Pink-haired bunny girl stands with a pained expression, tears welling in her eyes. I'm begging you. Her bunny ears droop slightly as she continues. I'm taking back what I said about not needing your help. So, pink-haired bunny girl pleads, her eyes red and filled with desperation. Please come home with me. Her expression is one of deep anguish as she repeats her plea. I'm begging you. A screen displays a gaming setup with the text so, I was supposed to do a full tracker gaming stream today, followed by but I left all my gear at home. Pink-haired bunny girl asks Elder Chun, and since there's a stalker, you want me to go with you just in case? He replies, yeah. She then adds, and you're asking me because it's too dangerous for you to go alone? Yeah, X2. With a blush and downcast eyes, pink-haired bunny girl apologizes. I'm sorry I snapped at you yesterday after you worked so hard for me. Can you just come with me this once? Her eyes widen slightly, a hint of distress in her voice as she adds, especially since I told you to stop interfering. Close up on Elder Chen's face, his expression unreadable behind his glasses. Elder Chen asks pink-haired bunny girl, you want the stalker to find out you're here too? She looks away as he continues, if you show your face, this whole plan is pointless. Pink-haired bunny girl's eyes widen with a sudden thought. Give me your phone. Elder Chen responds, oh, okay. A hand reaches out to give a phone to another. Here, but why do you need my phone? The first voice asks. The reply comes, why else? Elder Chen holds the phone, looking at it. Pink-haired bunny girl watches him, her expression concerned. He states, if I'm going alone, I need a way to stay in touch. Pink-haired bunny girl kneels, holding the phone, her expression a mix of worry and acceptance. Here. She then asks, you're going by yourself? Elder Chen stands in a hallway, holding his phone. I'll call you once I get there. Pink-haired bunny girl looks at her phone, her eyes still red and a little teary. Oh, okay, sure. A door is ajar, revealing a rug with cute plush toys. A voice calls out, excuse me, Dohyan. Short red-haired girl playfully asks Elder Chen, what exactly do you mean by that? She then asks, what were you listening the whole time? Short red-haired girl teases Elder Chen, you're surprisingly smooth at getting a girl's number, aren't you? He retorts, I only took it so I could ask for the door code or whatever. Hand reaches out, interrupting the conversation. My point is, short red-haired girl points accusingly, asking, why are you going to a girl's house all by yourself? Don't you think that's weird? Elder Chen looks slightly taken aback. Is it? Then what am I supposed to do? Short red-haired girl grins, her eyes narrowing playfully. What do you mean what? You and I can just go together. Elder Chen and short red-haired girl walk down a street. She asks, weren't you busy? You've been stuck in your room editing all day. He replies, it's good to clear your head every once in a while when you're working, right? She agrees, fair point. Besides, short red-haired girl looks at Elder Chen. Who knows what you'd get up to if you went to Rin's room alone? He defensively states, I wouldn't do anything, geez. Short red-haired girl checks her phone, looking around. I think it was around here. Is it that building? Elder Chen looks thoughtful. It's my first time here too. Let me check the photos she sent. Elder Chen holds up his phone, showing a picture of a building. Yeah, I think that's it, he says. Short red-haired girl agrees. Alright, let's grab the stuff and get out of here. Get over here, quick. Wait, what? What's wrong? What do you mean what's wrong? Why are you acting like you're the one going up there, huh? Kong Dohyan, stay down here and keep watch. Sigh. You seriously planning on going inside Rin's place? Well, yeah. How else am I supposed to pack her stuff? You just stay here on the first floor and watch for anyone suspicious. I mean, you're not wrong, but that still hurts. I miss Ale. Excuse me, you've been standing there for quite a while now. What exactly are you doing here? You don't look like you live in this building. I'm just stopping by a friend's place. Which unit? That's... What the... I see. A woman lives in that unit alone, though. But who are you to be prying like this? I'm in charge of building management. I'm the owner's son. We've been getting a lot of complaints about suspicious people lately, including some from the tenant in 203. I was just checking, just in case. I'm sorry if I offended you. Oh no, not at all. It makes sense. I guess I was just being a bit too sensitive. Well, as long as you're not someone suspicious, that's a relief. I'll be on my way then. Yes, alright. That guy. Did his girlfriend give it to him? Did you see anyone suspicious? I saw a suspicious keychain, at least. What are you even talking about? Let's just go. It was absolutely disgusting in front of her door. How bad was it? It looks like someone has been coming by every single day since Rin left. You wouldn't believe how many notes were stuck there. I'm worried about Rin being on her own. Let's hurry. Yeah. The bus is coming. Hurry up. I'm coming. The bus is coming. Hurry up. I'm coming. I'm fine, but it looks like your stalker came by a few times. There were so many notes stuck to the door. Oh no, really? It's a good thing you didn't go in. We didn't know it was that bad. Anyway, the stuff you mentioned, I think we grabbed everything, but do you want to double check? Yeah, thanks, Sook. Let me see. This is it. Everything I need is in here. I've got to set it up right away. A small, chibi version of pink-haired bunny girl strikes a pose. Elder Chen, with his glasses and serious expression, looks on. Rin, is that character famous? Isn't it cute? It's a doll I made to look exactly like me. It was merch I made back when I first started streaming. I didn't have many viewers then, so I gave one to everyone. Rin, I wonder if they all still have them. Does your manager have a brother by any chance? Where is this coming from all of a sudden? Or maybe, is she the daughter of your building owner? Minji is an only child and she has no connection to the landlord. Why bring up Minji out of nowhere? Just wait a second. Suk, you have the raw footage of Rin's stream on your laptop, right? What's up with him? Did something happen? Not that I know of. Is the laptop password the same as before? It is, but what's going on? Seriously, just explain it to us. Laptop screen shows pink-haired bunny girl in a video editing interface. Rin, today's full tracker stream. Did your manager suggest doing that? Yeah, she did. You haven't decided on anything for the second half of the stream yet, right? No. A hand hovers over a laptop. Elder Chun looks down at pink-haired bunny girl. Trust me this once and just do as I say. Okay. A hand is placed over a chest. Do as you say? What do I need to do? An advertisement for Thunderscans. An advertisement for Thunderscans. A screen shows a live stream notification. RIN 123 IS Live. Full tracker VR FPS. Let's go. I'm here. I'm a bit nervous since this is my first time playing a game with full tracking on. Rin hi. Let's get it. Pain settings LOL. So what game are we playing? For what's the game? To the guy asking about pain settings, you're banned. Get out. Out of all the recommendations on the game board, I picked the one that looked the most fun. What is it? Is it mech by any chance? The game board isn't dead yet, I see. The post refresh rate is already 6 feet under though. I did a test run before the stream so I wouldn't look like a total noob. Hey. So you guys are just gonna keep stacking missions like that? Don't regret it later. Because I'm going to clear every single one of them. I'm telling you, don't regret it when I actually do it. Doing this against actual people is pretty intense. Huh? Wait, time out. Just one more round, okay? This is seriously the last one. I'm exhausted. If I do any more, I'm gonna get motion sick. I think I've been at this for about 3 hours. It's a bit awkward to switch to another game now, and ending the stream is, should I move on to part 2? I'm tired. You want me to actually farm gold? I'm kidding. For part 2, we're doing an Ideal Type World Cup. It's trending lately and you guys have been asking for it a lot. This is exactly why I said I didn't want to do it. And it's not that I'm not interested in guys, it's just that I find it hard to deal with them. I watched some other streams and it was interesting how the ideal types differ for each race. Anyway, shall we start? Ideal Type World Cup Demi-Human Edition. I guess having fur is better than having gills for ears, right? Since I'm a rabbit? Having multiple arms is a bit much, and I'd prefer their skin to at least look human. My DNA just seems to reject the mermaid race for some reason. Now that I've filtered everyone out, maybe my taste isn't that different from a human's? From here on, it's just down to specific traits. If I had to choose, I'd prefer someone shorter rather than tall, since the rabbitkin aren't exactly known for being tall. This is just personal preference, but I think I like monolid eyes better. Thick eyebrows and thinner lips are my type. But you guys know, rather than all that, just like someone who makes me feel comfortable and someone who only thinks about me, right? That sounds exactly like Minji. If Minji were a guy, I'd have asked her out instantly. I told you guys she can't come outside. Whoa, time flew by faster than I thought. Should we wrap up the stream? Alright everyone, see you in the next stream. Thanks for watching today too. Kong Du Hyan. Is the stream over? I did what you asked since you helped me out, but I told you there's no way it's her. I know she was the first person you got close to after coming to Earth, but why do you trust someone you've never even seen in person that much? Because my NJI, just like me. 3 years ago, I was the only rabbitkin who came to Earth. I fled to Earth because I was sick of the other rabbitkin. To survive on Earth, you don't just need mana, you need money for living expenses, right? As you know, before the terrarium era, demi-humans couldn't even stream, and people didn't look at us kindly, so working was really hard. Especially for me, I went through so many incidents because of my traits as a rabbitkin. It made me really timid when I first started streaming. Minji was the one who stayed in my chat and cheered me on back then. She told me she was in a similar boat and that we should do our best together. After that, she became my manager, and we talked all the time. Before I knew it, Minji became the reason I could stream so hard. To the point where I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for her. She's the person who helped me get through the hard times. Just like your ALS manager, Minji is mine. I get what you're saying. There are people who hate meeting others in person, and that guy's keychain might have just had a similar design. I'm sorry for doubting someone so precious to you. Should we call off the rest of the plan? No, we're going through with it. Because I know Min-jae is innocent. I'll do whatever it takes until your mind is at ease. Well, if you say so. This chapter is brought to you by n-ticundrsns.com. Please support the website by reading the chapter there and avoid reading it from pirated websites to ensure its continuity. The operation proceeds as planned. You can find all chapters exclusively on our website, n-ticundrsns.com. Will it be too much if I'm too happy to see her? I said all that stuff about wishing she was a guy. What if her feelings are hurt? I'll start by apologizing right away. A hand reaches out, touching her shoulder. She gasps, her eyes widening in surprise and a hint of panic. Her face flushes with embarrassment and confusion. I'm actually really nervous now that I'm seeing you in person. It's me, Minji. My real name is Jimin, though. I didn't have the courage to meet you in real life, but you gave me the push I needed. You said on stream that you're awkward around guys. So I told you I was a girl out of consideration for you. About your stream, managing your condition, or when you were sick. I just wanted to help you so much because I'm your fan. Packages, the medicine I left for you. Was that you? The one who kept coming to my house? Yeah, I was really worried when you said you were sick. I bought these flowers as a gift. I get it. How did you find out where I live? I never gave you my address. Well, you mentioned before that you were annoyed because the line at the bakery nearby was so long. So I went there thinking I'd buy some for you, and then I saw you. Mr. Jimin. Rin, you're absolutely disgusting. What? I said, you're disgusting. Rin, why are you being like this all of a sudden? Is it because I didn't tell you I was a guy? Rin, I'm really sorry for deceiving you, but I did it all for your sake. You always told me how grateful you were to me in the first place. That was when I thought you were a true friend, but now you're just... Rin, so what, are we nothing now? After you sucked me dry for 2 years? What? Don't act like you didn't hear me. You took all the gifts and everything else I gave you, and I built your whole stream from the ground up, and now you're just gonna wipe your mouth and cut me off? I'm the one who's loved you since the very beginning, and I wasn't the only one lying, was I? Living with a guy like that after everything I've done for you, you should be... Living with a guy like that after everything I've done for you, you should be... You motherfucker. Her eyes blazed with fury. You can find the rest of the chapters of the series only at n-ticundrsns.com. Also, join our Discord server to stay updated on new releases and get notifications when new chapters of your favorite series are released through this link, discord.gg/thunder-n. You're just a bitch who gets wet for any guy she sees. You motherfucker. Her eyes widened in disbelief and rage. A sudden impact. This chapter is brought to you by en-ticundrsns.com. Please support the website by reading the chapter there and avoid heading from pirated websites to ensure its continuity. I didn't expect a literal punch to the face. I should have just blocked it with my hand. Don't people usually just go for a slap in these situations? You, the guy living with Rin, I f***ing knew it. Sir, we've met before, haven't we? In front of that studio apartment. All that talk about being the landlord's son was a lie too. So what? Who cares? What gives you the right to butt in? Should have spent more on a better voice changer. It was painfully obvious the mechanical distortion was way too heavy. I could tell it was you the moment I heard the raw audio. Aren't you that Demon King girl's manager? Then worry about her. Oh, I get it. Things aren't working out with her, so you're trying to jump ship? Go find someone else. Rin and I go way back. Actually, never mind that. I've already secured all the evidence of you stalking Rin. I recorded everything you just said, too. Stalking? What are you talking about, sir? Did you know? Security footage isn't something anyone can watch just because they want to. I tried to identify the stalker using the cameras near Rin's place. But cases involving demihumans are slow to process, and there's no inherent right to access. Even demihumans themselves have restricted access, even if they're the ones in the footage. I had almost given up, but when we came back from Rin's place with her bags, when we went inside, you followed us, didn't you? You can read the chapter on n-ticundrsns.com. You even loitered around the area for a while afterward. Thanks to that, I secured the evidence immediately. Don't you think this is more than enough to open an investigation? Stop talking nonsense. I'm telling you, I thought Rin was being stalked. I only went there because I was worried and anxious. Calling me a stalker? What is wrong with you? Are you serious right now? Yes, because I love Rin. It was out of pure devotion. I see. Rin, why are you coming closer? We should grow your stream even more together. Her eyes burn with an intense crimson fury. Right, our 2 years of friendship. No, our affection. Die, die, die. The relentless assault continues. What is this fucking shit you're even talking about? She unleashes a devastating kick. He screams out in agony as the blow connects. A chilling smile plays on her lips, her eyes glowing with malice. The sky above is a serene expanse of blue, dotted with soft clouds. Alright, you're free to go now. Yes, thank you. I'm glad the restraining order went through, but is that really enough? Well, it's a start, right? Even while he was being questioned by the police. That's not Rin. That's not her. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Tense moment passes between them, their expressions a mix of concern and confusion. It doesn't look like he's interested in me anymore. I'm definitely not going to mess with Miss Rin. As expected of a rabbit, her legs are strong. What are you even talking about? But Kong Do-hyun, how did you know Mr. J.I. Min was a man? Well, I've seen cases like that happen quite often. Back when I was in the barracks, I heard about people approaching demi-humans that way. The moment I heard about J.I. Min, it just clicked. The barracks? It's a place for the army. So, even though we barely knew each other, the reason you helped me so much, was it really just to get me out of Suk's house as fast as possible? I must have seemed pretty unlikable to you. That wasn't the only reason. I felt bad about that slip of the tongue I had at first, but above all, you're Suk's friend. She's the type who can't just stand by when someone's in trouble. I knew she'd try to handle your situation herself. I couldn't risk her getting hurt in the process. Suk is someone very precious to me. Subtle smirk graces her features. Kong Do-hyun, you pass. Pass? What do you mean? I think I misjudged you, Do-hyun. You're a bit different from the guys I've dealt with. Just what kind of guys have you been meeting? I'm just saying, lol. Suk, that girl. Is this why she likes him? Suk is almost here. She's coming here? She said she was leaving the moment I told her we were going to the station. She must have been incredibly worried. Well, Suk is a real sweetheart. So Kong Do-hyun, you better not make her go through a hard time. Got it? Pink-haired bunny girl clutches herself, her expression a mask of distress and anger. The pink-haired bunny girl pulls away from the blonde hoodie guy who looks concerned. You don't need to worry about me and Suk, she says. He replies, what's wrong? The blonde hoodie guy's eyes widen slightly, a flicker of confusion crossing his face. The pink-haired bunny girl is curled up on the ground, shivering and clearly distressed. The blonde hoodie guy looks at her, bewildered. A system notification flashes. The pink-haired bunny girl recoils, her eyes squeezed shut. Don't, she whispers, followed by a desperate plea. Snap out of it. The blonde hoodie guy asks, can you stand up? A close-up on the pink-haired bunny girl's face reveals her intense anguish and frustration. Pink-haired bunny girl violently pushes away, her voice strained. I said don't touch me, she screams. She gasps, I'm fine. Ugh. The blonde hoodie guy is knocked to the ground, clutching his back. Otherwise, the pink-haired bunny girl says. He groans. What's gotten into you all of a sudden? The blonde hoodie guy's face contorts in pain and confusion as he looks up. Pink-haired bunny girl, her eyes glowing red with fury, grabs the blonde hoodie guy by his collar. Rin, what are you doing? The pink-haired bunny girl is now on top of the blonde hoodie guy, pinning him down. Hey, Kong Do, she shouts, followed by Suk. The blonde hoodie guy struggles, his face flushed. Why is she acting like this out of nowhere? He thinks as a hand grabs his shirt. He mutters, the moment I touched her, she just... The short, red-haired girl appears, looking agitated. The pink-haired bunny girl, her eyes still glowing, shouts, I told you. The blonde hoodie guy, below them, asks, told me what? The short, red-haired girl's expression turns to shock and confusion. What do you mean, what? She exclaims, her eyes wide. Short, red-haired girl looks down, her face flushed. Did I do something wrong? She asks. The blonde hoodie guy, sitting, replies, sigh. You know Rin is a rabbitkin, right? The short, red-haired girl continues, because of their specific traits, she went through a lot of trouble when she first came to Earth. The blonde hoodie guy asks, what kind of traits? She hesitates. It's a bit hard for me to say it out loud. The pink-haired bunny girl's face contorts in rage, her eyes burning red. FCK, this is why. Her expression darkens further, teeth gritted. I've been avoiding men. Message appears. You can find the rest of the chapters of the series only at en-tchunderscns.com. Also, join our Discord server to stay updated on new releases and get notifications when new chapters of your favorite series are released through this link, discord.gg/thunder-n. A promotional image for Thunderscans, encouraging readers to visit their site for the latest chapters. A voice calls out, "Dohayan, I'm back," from outside a modern house. Inside, a voice asks, "Have you been doing well?" A shopping bag with Demon King bread printed on it sits on the floor. A voice says, I have something to tell you, Dohayan," followed by a hesitant, "Dohayan?" A close-up on an ear reveals a person blushing intensely. A stammered voice asks, "Take this," and then, "WH what is?" Scene shows the blonde hoodie guy holding the pink-haired bunny girl, while the short red-haired girl looks on in shock. A message reads, "What on earth is going on here?" Another voice says, "Welcome back, Ale." The blonde hoodie guy, wearing glasses, looks forward with a weary expression. A girl with white hair and horns, looking flustered, asks, "Has the number of women increased again?" She then addresses someone, "Mr. Dohayan, I'm pretty sure told you before I left, didn't I?" The short red-haired girl, looking slightly embarrassed, asks, "Ale, did you have a good trip to the Demon King's castle?" She then begins to explain, "So, how this happened was..." Table is set with cups, saucers, and a bun wrapped in a yellow package. 2 pairs of fluffy slippers are visible in the background. A finger gently touches a cheek. A soft voice says, "So," followed by the explanation, Ms. Rin is friends with Ms. Young Suk. The white-haired female, now with her hair in pigtails, makes a peace sign. She states, "And Dohayan solved Ms. Rin's case. So, she's in heat for Dohayan now? That's way too oversimplified. Is the Rabbitkin tribe always like that toward the opposite sex? I heard they get like that when they make physical contact with someone they let their guard down around. They say it doesn't happen unless they've completely opened their heart." Just what did Kong Dohayan do? "I didn't do anything. If just touching is enough to trigger this, her daily life must be impossible, right?" "Exactly. I don't want to be like this either. I'm sorry, I should have been more careful. I let my guard down and accidentally touched him." "Rin, you don't have to explain anymore." "Ms. Ale, I'm sorry too." "It's okay. It's not the first time Dohayan has run into trouble. None of these problems were caused by me doing something wrong, though. You'll have to plan your stream together, but in this state, there's still time before the comeback stream, so we can take it slow and think. Then shall we discuss what kind of stream to do tomorrow?" Didn't you already decide on a stream topic?" "Huh? You said you had something to tell me when you walked in. I naturally assumed it was about the stream." "Oh, right, I completely forgot because I saw something so shocking." "It was that bad?" "We have to leave right now. Ms. Ale, please explain where we're going and why. I've told you so many times not to talk so frantically like that." That's... "Dohayan, you told Ms. Wave to contact you if there was no promotional effect or if she felt like streaming." "Well, I got that call this morning. She said she needs to see Dohayan. Do you understand now? So let's hurry up and go." To the Dragon Palace. The majestic Dragon Palace stands tall, bathed in sunlight. "Right, our Wave. Did you call Ale and Dohayan?" "I came here to meet those two. There is no reason to call those two. You betrayed the Dragon Palace, so why did you show up here? Dragon Palace is in a bad state. Did we really break it this much? We didn't break it to this extent. And I don't see any mermaids at all. Something feels off. Ms. Wave definitely asked us to come. For now, let's go to the main building of the Dragon Palace. Someone will be there. Let's hurry." "Dohayan, there is a problem." "What is it?" "Different races have to pay an entrance fee of 5,001. "Yes. The Dragon Palace gates are open, and there isn't a single mermaid in sight. What on earth is going on?" Dohayan's expression is one of utter confusion, his eyes wide and unfocused. "Finally here? You are... Nami? I was almost tired of waiting. Seeing as you both came all the way to the Dragon Palace, my foolish little sister is actually useful for once. Ms. Wave is... Nami is Ms. Wave's sister? Mr. Dohayan, do you know that person? Oh my, you're a streamer yourself and you don't watch other people's streams? That person is a streamer named Nami. The reason she's here is because she's part of an MCNA subsidiary of Terrarium. Thanks for the introduction, Dohayan. It's also because of our CEO. He kept dropping hints for her to come here personally. If it's that CEO, I saw all the matches you had at the Dragon Palace. My poor, pitiful Wave, trying to take responsibility for a crumbling Dragon Palace by bringing in some random man from who knows where. Stupidity really doesn't get better with time, does it? Isn't that right? Dohayan even had to play the boyfriend. Well, I'm not here to vent about my pathetic sister. As I mentioned before, it's because of the CEO. I'm here because I have business with you. Me? Yes. Ms. Ale, wouldn't you like to join our company? It seems the CEO has taken a liking to you. Wait a minute, Nami, if it's the company that forces live matches you belong to, that's the place that forces live matches to be broadcasted. We can't send Ale to a place like that. You're well informed, I see. True, our CEO does enforce live matches. But so what? You also chose a live match immediately after the Snow Mountain incident, didn't you? That, and in the first place, the decision is for Ale to make, not you, Dohyun. Ale, isn't the reason you're streaming with Dohyun because of the house repair costs? If you come to our company, we'll guarantee the repair costs for the room, your residence, and your status, all of it. It's a proposal that no non-human residing on Earth would have a reason to refuse, right? Your channel's growth will also be several times faster than it is now. I refuse. Dohyun is the only one who can be my manager. We have another Demon King, Levia, at our company too, you know? I'm not close with her. Sigh, this has become a hassle. Then I guess there's no other way. Is a live match the only option left? Well, we can just refuse. If you refuse something like that, then I'll just finish destroying the Dragon Palace. Ms. Wave's sister, so why would you do that to the Dragon Palace? And I have nothing to do with the Dragon Palace to begin with. I don't have any feelings left for the Dragon Palace. I couldn't care less about destroying it. And Ale, even if you have nothing to do with the Dragon Palace itself, that's not the case with Wave, is it? Seeing as you came running all the way here, I wonder how Wave would react if the Dragon Palace were destroyed. With your weak personality, Ale, you won't be able to just ignore it. And wouldn't it be the same for Dohyun? That. Then, I'll take it that the live match is accepted. I was wondering how long you were going to pretend to be asleep. Ms. Ale, Dohyun, I am sorry for getting you involved. It seems I called for you too when I lost consciousness. I will take responsibility for what happens next, so you don't have to accept a proposal like that. I cannot cause any more trouble for you too. What are you talking about, Wave? You're not the one taking responsibility. You're supposed to participate as well. You knew it too. To take responsibility for the mana of the mermaids and the Dragon Palace. No matter how much you promote it, the tourism industry alone has its limits. Even after the live match with Dohyun on the line, there wasn't a significant change in the amount of mana gathered. Was there? I'm going to recommend you to the company. You felt burdened by the thought of having to look after the Dragon Palace, didn't you? I'll take care of everything for you. So, you better give it your all in this live match, okay? If you show me that pathetic side of yours, I might change my mind. You wouldn't want to disappoint your big sister, would you? You're so charming when you're flustered. It's a shame I can't be more involved with your plans. Wave Red Heart. Please read this series on our website en-tchundrscns.com to support us in continuing to publish more amazing series with the best possible quality and translation. You felt burdened by the thought of having to look after the Dragon Palace, didn't you? I'll take care of everything for you. So, you better give it your all in this live match, okay? Because if you show me that pathetic side of yours, I might change my mind. You wouldn't want to disappoint your big sister, would you? You're so cute when you're flustered. It's a shame I can't be more involved with your plans. Wave Red Heart. Dohyun, this debt is Ale. A shimmering, ethereal landscape unfolds, hinting at a mystical realm. Several figures materialize within the glowing environment, their forms indistinct. A flock of white birds soars through a bright, cloud-filled sky. The camera pans across the surface of tranquil, sun-dappled water. White-haired female, standing on the deck of a ship, questions their location. Where are we? Ship pitches violently in rough seas. White-haired female exclaims, we're in the middle of the ocean. White-haired female, now in a different outfit, looks bewildered. She asks, we were just at the palace, so how did we end up at sea? Dohyun? Then, she notices her attire, and I haven't even changed, so why are my clothes different? White-haired female confronts Elder Chun. I'm in the same boat, our clothes are completely different. Elder Chun, in a pirate-like garb, responds to her, Dohyun, your clothes look like a pirate's deckhand. He then looks around, stating, there's nothing but ocean around us. Where are we? Close up on a foot wearing a sandal on the wooden deck. The vast expanse of the ocean is shown, under a sky filled with brilliant sunlight and clouds. A voice states, this place is deep blue. Below, another voice adds, it is the home of all mermaids. Green-haired elf, dressed in a striking red and gold outfit, smiles slyly. She declares, and it's a planet that I personally own. Green-haired elf leans in, her expression mischievous. She welcomes them. Welcome to Deep Blue, both of you. Speech bubble appears, stating, also, this ship you're standing on is my dragon palace. Elder Chan and white-haired female stand on the ship's deck, observing green-haired elf. A voice warns, do be careful not to fall into the water. A hand grips the ship's railing. A voice muses, it's been a long time since I've been here. Another voice asks, has it been 3 years? Dark blue maid, in a pirate-inspired outfit, appears with a confident smirk. She says, ever since you, Nami, stole this planet from the Dragon King, and then kicked out all the mermaids. Green-haired elf, facing dark blue maid, retorts, well, they would have just been in the way during my live match broadcasts, wouldn't they? Dark blue maid replies, even so. Green-haired elf, with a dismissive look, states, and I didn't steal it. It was given to me directly by the Dragon King, you know? She adds, even evicting the mermaids was all for your sake. Dark blue maid glares, her expression one of annoyance. She snaps, stop talking nonsense. Green-haired elf observes her reaction. I see you're not in the mood for a chat. Elder Chun interrupts the tense exchange. Sorry to interrupt your conversation, but white-haired female asks him, what is it, Dohayan? Elder Chun then states, I think I have a general grasp of your relationship and what this planet is. Elder Chun, looking directly at the camera, expresses his confusion. I honestly have no idea why our clothes changed. Green-haired elf looks at Elder Chun, a hint of surprise in her eyes. She asks, you're ALE's manager, so how can you not know something like this? She then explains, you know that portals are open to travel between planets, right? A swirling, blue portal of light materializes. A voice explains, opening a portal consumes a massive amount of mana. Holographic display reads, clear. Elder Chun and white-haired female are seen in the background, looking up in shock. White-haired female, with a seductive smile, looks down at Elder Chun. She states, that's why when opening or closing a portal, constraints are set to reduce consumption. A voice explains, if a planet has an owner, that owner gets to decide the specific constraints themselves. The voice continues, and once a constraint is set, it cannot be changed, even if the owner changes. Green-haired elf, arms crossed, declares, this planet is no different. Elder Chun asks, don't tell me those constraints are... Green-haired elf confirms, exactly. White-haired female and dark blue maid look at green-haired elf, who is turned away from them. White-haired female exclaims, that's just ridiculous. Dark blue maid, with a subtle blush, comments, you've developed some strange hobbies while I wasn't looking. White-haired female adds, if that's the case, then certainly. Dark blue maid replies, your mother is the one who said it. Don't worry about that. Because the event has already been decided by a viewer vote. I knew I could count on you. I didn't see any broadcast robots, so how? You didn't know the robots could be made invisible? We've been broadcasting non-stop since we left the Dragon Palace. The entire conversation about the match has been aired too, including exactly what's at stake. So Ale wave. If I win this live match, both of you must sign a contract with our company. And of course, I'll be demolishing the Dragon Palace as well. What? On the other hand, if I lose... I won't lay a finger on the Dragon Palace, and I'll even give up ownership of my channel. That should balance the risks, right? The live match event will be a sequel to the battle over Kong Dohayan that took place at the Dragon Palace. The Raise Kong Dohayan's heart rate game. What do you think? Excited? The Raise the heart rate game. The robot shares the subject's field of vision, and others can see that field on the screen. Heart rate is measured by a bracelet provided by the robot and shown on the screen in real time. To summarize, it's a game where you have to raise Dohayan's heart rate within a limited time. Simple, right? Once you call out the challenge, the average heart rate over 60 seconds is recorded. Everyone gets exactly 3 chances. If I have the highest score, I win. In any other case, I'll count it as my loss. To think a game like that even exists, broadcasting is all about doing whatever the viewers want. Are you being shy all of a sudden, after you even went as far as kidnapping him? It looks like you haven't even properly apologized to Ale yet. You were trying to steal her manager, after all. Ms. Wave. Feel so sick. Ms. Ale, by any chance? If it's about what happened back then, Ale probably doesn't think much of it. I was the one who planned the hidden camera prank in the first place, and we made up after the game of tag was over. Well, that may be true, but, I mean, if Ms. Eve hated you, she wouldn't have come to the Dragon Palace in the first place. Boring. This isn't fun at all. Dark blue maid, her pirate hat askew, speaks with a hint of apology. I'll have to apologize again once I win this match, she states, her gaze distant. Nearby, a bound figure mutters, I just couldn't see straight back then, while another voice adds, the live match. The bound figure, Elder Chun, with his glasses and bandana, looks up, his words laced with a reminder. Ms. Nami, when you said you'd give up your channel if you lost the match. Across from him, the green-haired elf, her face partially obscured by a red hat, retorts firmly, I meant exactly what I said. The green-haired elf, adorned in a striking red uniform, her expression intense, declares her unwavering commitment. Ever since I started streaming, I've told myself I'd quit the moment I suffered a defeat. Digital interface displays Nami's profile with 3.5 million followers and a live status. The banner reads, facing retirement for the 3,200th time this season. Below, a series of thumbnails show the green-haired elf. Elder Chun, observing this, asks, I guess you haven't watched my streams? The green-haired elf acknowledges, I've seen a few, while Elder Chun, his gaze fixed on her, adds, but they weren't really my style, so I didn't watch for very long. The green-haired elf responds with a knowing, I see, tastes differ. As the green-haired elf's hand rests on Elder Chen's chest, her expression shifts. She continues, well, if my streams haven't been your style until now. The green-haired elf leans in, a playful yet determined smirk on her face, her eyes glowing. Then starting today, I'll make sure they become your style. Below her, a speech bubble appears. Challenge accepted. The dark blue maid looks towards the green-haired elf with concern. Nami, what are you doing? She exclaims. The green-haired elf, however, dismisses her with a smirk. Meanwhile, a series of notifications pop up. Finally, it's happening. Here it comes dash. Everyone, take your seats. Just wait a second. The green-haired elf then asks Elder Chun, what do you mean, what am I doing? The green-haired elf, now much closer to Elder Chun, whispers seductively, I'm raising our Dohyan's heart rate. She then turns her gaze back to the dark blue maid, a challenge in her eyes. You're next, so get ready. The green-haired elf's hand is on Elder Chen's chest, her expression one of triumph. They're all done, she says. A blush creeps onto Elder Chen's face as she continues. Now, as for the heart rate, heart icon with 130 flashes above the scene. The dark blue maid looks surprised. Dohyan, could it be? She trails off. Elder Chun, flustered, shouts, stop talking nonsense. Below him, chat messages appear. Dohyan SSIIS, such a pushover lol. I want to be a pushover. It's a guaranteed win. Why even watch? Then don't watch. Elder Chun, still bound, looks flustered. I wasn't even prepared yet, and you just suddenly, he protests. He then pleads, and untie me already. The green-haired elf, unfazed, replies, sorry, but I can't do that. The green-haired elf explains the rules with a stern expression. If you move around, the heart rate won't be accurate. She continues, for the sake of fairness, the rule is to proceed while you're restrained. Elder Chun, exasperated, says, then at least just tie my hands. The green-haired elf simply replies, just deal with it. The dark blue maid, looking somewhat dejected, is addressed by the green-haired elf. Alright Wave, it's your turn now. The dark blue maid protests, I wasn't finished talking. The dark blue maid gently touches Elder Chen's cheek, her expression softening. Master Dohyan, please excuse me for a moment, she says, her voice a soft murmur. Elder Chun looks bewildered, asking, huh? The dark blue maid leans in close to Elder Chun, her face flushed. I don't know if something like this will raise Master Dohyan's heart rate, but she whispers. Below, chat messages appear. I can't breathe. Hiccup. Kong Dohyan, wait your turn. I don't think your turn is ever coming. Dark blue maid, her eyes closed and face flushed, continues her attempt. I will do my absolute best, she declares, her voice filled with a mix of determination and embarrassment. The dark blue maid lets out a surprised gasp. Who, the green-haired elf observes her, a thoughtful escaping her lips. The green-haired elf, her expression unreadable, ponders with a hand on her chin. The words Bing flash above her, suggesting a moment of realization or calculation. The green-haired elf asks, is Dohyan more into Wave? The dark blue maid quickly denies it. That's not it at all. A heart rate of 134 appears. The green-haired elf chuckles, I know, I'm just joking. Green-haired elf announces. Then, the next person is, and with a dramatic flourish, declares, it's me. The white-haired female, looking distressed and unsteady, gasps, I heard most of the rules. Elder Chen, concerned, asks, Ale, are you okay? The white-haired female, her face pale and sweating, struggles to stand. No, I can do it. I totally can, she insists, despite her obvious discomfort. The white-haired female, tears welling in her eyes, states, so, I'm starting my challenge. She seems to be battling intense nausea. Despite her condition, the white-haired female declares, no matter how good the offer is, I can't be separated from Dohyan. Elder Chun, watching her, calls out, Ale. The white-haired female, determined to endure, states, so, I'm going to try my best to hold it in. Elder Chun, looking concerned, asks, hold it in? Hold what in? Elder Chun, his eyes wide with a dawning realization, exclaims, well, obviously, the white-haired female, her lips parted, seems to be on the verge of something. Wait, Ale! Elder Chun, his face a mask of panic, pleads, calm down for a second. What are you trying to do? He shouts, Ale, calm down. In a sudden, shocking turn of events, the white-haired female lunges forward, her lips meeting Elder Chen's in an unexpected kiss. Stop! He manages to gasp out. No matter how good the offer is, I can't be separated from Do-hyun. Ale! So, I'm going to try my best to hold it in. Hold it in? Hold what in? Well, obviously. Wait, Ale! Calm down for a second. What are you trying to do? Ale, calm down. Stop. Ms. Ale, no way, no matter how much you want to win. Sweat beads drip down Elder Chen's face as he looks on in panic. The white-haired female leans in, her expression intense. Leah a warg. Ha 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 ha, my stomach. Ms. Ale, when you said you'd try your best to hold it in, you meant your vomit. I guess people watch this because it's actually entertaining. Well, regardless of that, the score displays 85. Is this the score after the first round? The scores are 130, 134, and 85. I feel like I've become a literal punching machine. Do-hyun, since it seems Do-hyun has finally adjusted to this, shall I give it a real go? Ms. Nami, you're going for Real? Then I will too. Not you too, Ms. Wave. Do-hyun, don't look away. The viewers won't be able to see the screen clearly. The clothes, what are you thinking? There's a limit to the exposure anyway because of the broadcast ratings. Do you really think I wouldn't care about that? You never know. Since being tied up will just get in the way from here on out, I'll move the restraints to your wrists. Fine, just do whatever you want. I was planning to, even if you hadn't said that. Shall we begin, then? Round 2. The green-haired elf embraces Elder Chun, her expression predatory. The green-haired elf's gaze is intense and knowing. A new high score? Damn it. That's enough. Please move aside. You say that, but your body seems to think otherwise. I'm telling you, it's getting dangerous now, right? It's about time for Wave's turn, so let's swap. I am sorry for putting you in a difficult spot. However, you only need to bear with it for a moment. A faint smile plays on green-haired elf's lips as she looks on. Score of 138 hearts appears as dark blue maid stands looking somewhat unimpressed. That's too bad, Wave. You were just 2 points short. Then the next turn is Ale's. Ms. Ale, you have to get it together. You have to raise Do-hyun's heart rate. Otherwise, the Dragon Palace will. Green-haired elf watches with a knowing smirk. I'm counting on you, Ms. Ale. Do-hyun's heart rate. Something that would make Do-hyun's heart race. White-haired female's eyes widen in shock and a strange light emanates from her hands. A massive surge of electrical energy crackles through the sky, illuminating the city. Elder Chun sits dejected, hands covering his face, in what appears to be a laundry room. If it's that, I'll use my authority. Wait, Ale. What do you mean you're using your authority? We're in the middle of the ocean. Green-haired elf stands stoically amidst the rain and chaos. I said stop, Ale. A blinding flash of light and energy erupts. Lightning strikes the ship with immense force, engulfing it in a brilliant, blinding light. I almost died. If that had hit the ship, we'd all be. Wave and I are mermaids, and Ale is a demon king. Maybe only Do-hyun would have died? Don't even joke about that. Well, using fear to raise the heart rate, it's a good approach, but score is a bit disappointing. Hey, that authority of yours, is it weather manipulation? To sum it up quickly, first, even if I wanted to open a portal, I can't yet. Why? My mana hasn't recovered. The mana donations from the stream are insufficient. Second, look at the weather and the sea right now. If Ale's ability isn't weather manipulation, there's no way to fix that. Third, Wave, you know it too. On a planet that's nothing but ocean, with this weather and a storm coming, it's obvious what happens next, isn't it? If that happens, then naturally, yes, exactly. A sea serpent will come. That's the only way we'll be able to open a portal. To do that, I can't take responsibility for everyone. So, Wave, I'll take care of Ale so you take responsibility for Do-hyun. You can do that much, right? Wait a minute. Sister. Wait. Sister. Did the tidal wave flip the ship over? I remember Wave shielding me, and then, where is everyone? That Wave over there. Did she lose consciousness? Nami said she'd look after Ale, so I should take care of Wave right in front of me first. Master Dohayan, I am sorry. The impact of hitting the water left me dazed for a moment. Master Dohayan, I'm sorry. The impact of hitting the water left me dazed for a moment. The dark blue maid clutches a struggling Master Dohayan as they descend into the depths. Master Dohayan, please hold on for just a moment. I'll get us above water right now. The tidal wave hasn't stopped yet. If we go up like this, we'll just be sucked back into the ocean. In that case, Master Dohayan, please bear with me for a bit. Elder Chen's eyes are filled with concern as he looks at the unconscious Master Dohayan. Bubbles drift in the dark, deep water. The water churns violently, disturbed by unseen forces. A figure plummets through the water, leaving a trail of disturbed bubbles. The scene shifts to a dark, cavernous space with menacing stalactites. Awake, Master Dohayan. I really thought I was a goner this time. I survived thanks to you, Wave. It was fortunate there was an underwater cave nearby. It's quite damp inside the cave. The surface, the tidal wave hasn't calmed down yet. How can you tell what's happening above water? We've been underwater the whole time. Mermaids can feel the flow of the ocean, which allows us to sense the weather as well. We'll head back up as soon as the sea settles. Nami said she would take measures to ensure the ship doesn't break. Even if it's Nami, she'll keep her word since she said it herself. You and Nami are sisters, right? Yes, that is correct. Are you surprised that we don't look much alike? No, it's not that. I thought you were quite blunt, but you seemed unable to contain your anger when talking about Nami, based on what I overheard on the ship as well. A woman with long, dark blue hair and a pirate-like outfit poses confidently. Close up on a green-haired elf in a red hat and military-style jacket. I've been curious about the story between you and Nami. To explain that, I'll have to go back 3 years to when Nami left the Dragon Palace. Around the time many other races were heading to Earth in search of mana. Opinions within the Dragon Palace family were sharply divided regarding the move to Earth. The Dragon King, my mother, wanted the Dragon Palace to continue its traditional way of life and refused to go to Earth. However, the eldest daughter had a different opinion. Nami insisted that we must go to Earth and actively seek out mana. Their opinions clashed. I tried to talk to Nami somehow, but Nami refused to even meet with me. It was the same with the Dragon King. Neither of them had any intention of backing down. After that, as you heard, Master Dohayan, Nami stole the ownership of the planet and headed for Earth. Then, as soon as she started streaming, she caught the eye of the CEO of Terrarium and began broadcasting as her closest confidant. Not long after, Nami transitioned the Dragon Palace to Earth under the pretext of using the planet exclusively for broadcasting. To survive once it landed on Earth, the Dragon Palace earned mana and money through tourism. Of course, the popularity of the Dragon Palace faded quickly. To overcome that, I brought you here, Master Dohayan, planning to create a promotional channel for the palace after our wedding. Given your ability to instantly grow a stream with few viewers, I had hoped you could breathe life back into the declining Dragon Palace. Kidnapped you out of my own one-sided greed. I would like to take this opportunity to apologize once again. No, I'm telling you, it's really fine. I even used that as an opportunity to ask for a hidden camera prank. I am glad to hear that. Then, more importantly, listening to the story, I certainly wanted to talk, but no matter how many times I tried, Nami might have her own reasons, you know? Just in case, why don't you try talking to her once? Even if there was a reason. She stole the planet just to get under Blandy's wing and kicked out our own kind just for her broadcasts. I don't believe there is any reason that could justify all of that. I completely understand how you feel, Wave. Even if you heard the reason, it might not be acceptable. Still, talking to her directly, how could you know, Master Dohayan, what I've been through and how I felt while protecting the palace? I'm sorry, my emotions got the better of me. You were only saying that because you were thinking of me. No, it's fine. I just said it for my own peace of mind. I have some misunderstandings with my own family that I haven't been able to resolve, much like you. But so much time has passed now that it's become awkward to even try and fix it or talk about it. It doesn't seem like things have gone that far between you and Nami yet, so I was just meddling because I didn't want you to have regrets. Just put everything down for once and talk to her honestly about why she did it. Well, even if you do talk to her, it's possible Nami really did just betray the Dragon Palace. Pwahahaha, why are you laughing? What was that? You were pushing me so hard to talk to her, only to say she might have actually betrayed us. You never know. What if I acted all high and mighty and persuaded you, but it turns out she really is just a traitor? But then again, what if it was all a misunderstanding? Isn't that also a problem? If I reconcile with Nami and we lose the match, both Ale and I will end up joining the MCN. Well, if that happens, I'll take responsibility for you. Ale was planning to do it anyway, and since I've already said what I said to you, wave. Sure, if I beg, they might take me in as a manager or something, right? It's true. I appreciate the sentiment. I have one thing I'd like to ask you as well, Master Dohayan. When we fell into the ocean, why did you try so desperately to take care of me? I am a mermaid, after all. I wasn't totally conscious, and you'll never know. Even if you're a mermaid, maybe you can't swim. Honestly, you are such an interesting person, Master Dohayan. As expected, my intuition was not wrong. I'm starting to feel greedy. I want to keep you by my side and lead the Dragon Palace together. How about becoming my partner? For your information, this is a mermaid's true form. I believe I turned down the marriage proposal last time, so what I saw in the water wasn't an illusion. I was just trying my hand at a joke as well. Well, it seems the weather has calmed down, so shall we head out? I'm out of breath, so as fast as possible, please. Then I will be sure to remember the promise you made. Promise? Didn't you say you would take responsibility for me? Since you made the promise, youngster Master Dohayan, you must be sure to keep it, okay? This is an advertisement for Thunderscans. Please read this series on our website n-thunderscans.com to support us in continuing to publish more amazing series with the best possible quality and translation. Weather has settled and the waves have calmed down. I wonder if they're both still alive. Should I go look for them or not? The water's surface reflects the sky, obscuring the face beneath. Fine, I guess I have to look. This chapter is brought to you by n-thunderscans.com. Please support the website by reading the chapter there and avoid reading from pirated websites to ensure its continuity. A massive surge of water erupts, creating a powerful vortex. A hand reaches out from the water, gripping the edge. A wave, you're alive. Gah! Didn't think you'd make it. Don't mention it. Nami, I see you managed to keep the ship safe as well. Thanks to your concern, I managed to protect Dohayan safely, though things got a bit dangerous for him. Right, Dohayan? What's wrong, Dohayan? Did you come up from the deep sea too quickly? Yes, but honestly, step aside for a second. The mermaid looks on with a troubled expression. The mermaid's face shows a mix of distress and embarrassment. This is the title card for The Demon King's Child. If a human is dragged up that fast from the deep sea, do you really think they can handle it? You still haven't realized that mermaids and humans are different. You've been a smart aleck who's actually clueless since we were kids. But Dohayan didn't say a word. How is he supposed to talk underwater? Well, he should be fine now. The emergency treatment is done. What a relief. Thank goodness Dohayan is safe. Shall we move Dohayan for now? It looks like it'll take some time for Ale to move because of the seasickness, and Dohayan seems to be in the same state. We'll have to take a break and resume the broadcast later. I'm exhausted from using so much mana, too. Wave, you should get some rest before we finish this? Do you have something to say? How did you? Are you seriously asking that? You're standing there hesitating and fidgeting like that. Of course I think so. So what is it you want to talk about? I had a conversation with Dohayan in the sea cave. It's about how I might be misunderstanding you, Nami. Is it the kind of story I'm hoping for? How boring. Nami, are there circumstances I don't know about? Like the fact that you stole Deep Blue, or the reason you kicked out the mermaids and sent the Dragon Palace to Earth? There's no way you guys only talked about that. Didn't you have any other interesting conversations? Your big sister wants to hear some romance stories. That kind of talk is... Well, if that happens, I'll take responsibility for you. Ale was planning to do it anyway, and since I've already said what I said to you, wave. How about becoming my partner? It's a bit awkward to say we didn't talk about that, but so you did. Dohayan might look average, but he seems like he'd be reliable as a manager or as a man. What do you think? You said it was to revive the Dragon Palace, but the engagement, you didn't choose Do-hyun just because he's good at broadcasting, did you? Mermaids tend to choose their partners instinctively. I only feel grateful and sorry toward Do-hyun, and Do-hyun was the one who told me to try talking to you, Nami. Besides, Do-hyun already has Ale. It would be disrespectful to Ale for me to get serious. Ugh, so boring. Why don't you stop playing the nice girl? Someone like that who kidnaps a person? Your words don't match your actions. If thinking that way makes you feel better, I don't really have anything to say. But if that's the case, you should make things clear. For the sake of the Dragon Palace, wouldn't it be better to keep Do-hyun by your side? Even if you have to force a fait accompli. I'd feel bad for Ale, but it's better to make the first move. That's enough. That's enough. How long are you going to keep dodging the subject? I have no intention of being that greedy. It would only put Do-hyun in a difficult position. What I want to hear right now is your story. Why do you keep acting like this? I'll tell you everything, the whole truth. If you beat me in the live match, that is. Of course, if you lose, I won't tell you a thing, and you'll have to forget about Do-hyun and just broadcast for the company. That promise, you'd better keep it. I never lie, so don't worry. Now then, Do-hyun, why don't you get up already? You've been conscious this whole time. How long are you going to keep lying there? Haha, I just didn't know when the right time to get up was. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. Do-hyun, do you not have any feelings for Wave either? Wave is pretty decent looking, isn't she? Even if you ask me so suddenly, I guess you're not interested? It's not like that. It's fine, I was just asking to confirm. I guess you're not interested? It's not like that. It's fine, I was just asking to confirm. It's not like that. Fine, I was just asking to confirm. It's fine, I was just asking to confirm. It's fine, I was just asking to confirm. Then shall we get back to the live match? Ale is last, so we can have her go whenever she wakes up. Since neither of you has feelings for the other, there's no reason to hold back, right? I was being somewhat reserved out of consideration for Wave. Since you said with your own mouth that you aren't greedy for Do-hyun, shouldn't I make the first move before you change your mind? You think so too, right, Do-hyun? Stop it, Nami. What are you doing? Don't be like that. It's already too late. It's already too late. You can find the rest of the chapters of this series only at EN Thunderscans. Also, join our Discord server to stay updated on new releases and get notifications when new chapters of your favorite series are released through this link, discord.gg/thunderian. Please read this series on our website n-t-arescanes.com to support us in continuing to publish more amazing series with the best possible quality and translation. Shouldn't I make my move before she has a change of heart? Don't you agree, Do-hyun? Stop this instant, Nami. What do you think you're doing? Now, don't be like that. It's already too late. This chapter is brought to you by n-thunderscans.com. Please support the chapter by reading the chapter there and avoid reading it from pirated websites to ensure its continuity. 3 years ago, right after the Dragon Palace was manifested on Earth, she left the affairs of the palace to me. And since Nami had joined Brandy's agency for her broadcasts, she never even showed her face at the palace. I opened the palace to the public and ran it on mana and tourist fees, but tourism alone wasn't nearly enough to maintain the grounds. I racked my brain for a solution to break through the situation, but in the end, there was no other way. I truly didn't want it to come to this, but I had no choice but to pin my hopes on the world of broadcasting, the very thing that took Nami away. You can find all chapters exclusively on our website, n-thunderscans.com. As the second daughter of the Dragon Palace family, I wasn't in a position to be picky when the palace and my people were at stake. While I was studying the industry, I happened upon a channel that was exploding in popularity. I discovered that there was a manager behind that channel's rapid growth, and I decided then and there to use Do-hyun to save the Dragon Palace. I intended to treat it like a political marriage and force him to take responsibility for the palace, but Do-hyun was more than I expected. No. He was much more attractive than I anticipated. Not to mention the sheer audacity he showed in proposing a live match with his own life on the line, and the wisdom he displayed in trying to win me over right after a topic turned against him. The more I watched him, the more I grew to like him. Conversely, the guilt of having kidnapped him just to use him weighed heavier on me. I was torn between my growing affection and my sense of duty. And above all, seeing how pure Ale was made me realize just how grave an insult I had committed. Yet, I couldn't bring myself to let go of my lingering feelings for him. I left things open, telling myself I'd seek him out again if the promotion failed, but in the end, I decided to sort out my feelings, because I knew that was the right thing to do. So then why? Then why? What's wrong, Wave? I thought you weren't particularly interested in Dohyun. Was that a lie? It's your turn now, Wave. You should wake up now too. Felt it just now, Wave. You know what you need to do. Ms. Nami, why have you been saying such strange things for a while now? Who knows? The strain is evident on her face. Her hand clenches into a fist, the tension palpable. Lady Ale, Nui? Tell me, what do you really think of Dohyun, Mr. Dohyun? Well, he's my precious manager, of course. Why bring that up all of a sudden? I see. I'm not thrilled about falling for Nami's schemes, but I can no longer deny my own heart. Because I just felt it. That promise you made about taking responsibility, Dohyun, I'm giving up on that. Instead, not as my manager, but as my man Kong Dohyun, I'm gonna make you mine. I suppose words alone won't move you, so I shall show you my resolve. Please excuse me for a moment. She moves in for a decisive action, her intention clear. This chapter is brought to you by en-teachundrscns.com. Please support the website by reading the chapter there and avoid reading it from pirated websites to ensure its continuity. Her eyes widen in shock, a flush creeping up her cheeks. What? The ships sail on, oblivious to the unfolding drama. A soft sound escapes her lips. Master Dohyun. Did you feel my determination? His face is a mask of flustered realization. A new high score is achieved. The system displays new, followed by a heart icon and the number 152. Below, other characters react with surprise and confusion. Look at that score, lol. That's not exactly supposed to happen. This isn't exactly something to be cheering for. Ms. Wave, what on earth did you just do? Ugh. Her eyes swirl with dizziness. Blay. It seems she's completely fainted from the motion sickness. It's your turn, Ale. Do you think you can handle it? I guess not. In that case, Ale forfeits. Off. Then the final score is, Eve, it's your victory. Congratulations. Does that mean? Yes. According to the rules of the live match, my channel will be deleted. You won't have to join the company either. Oh well, I'm still going to demolish the Dragon Palace. You clearly said that if I won, you wouldn't touch the palace. Wait a second, Wave. Just wait until I turn off the stream. I have to say my final goodbyes, don't I? Everyone, I'll post a detailed announcement on the community tab. Thank you for watching all this time. I hope to see you again someday if the opportunity arises. Goodbye for now. Now, we were talking about why I'm tearing down the palace, right? Yes, we were. It'll probably be easier to hear it from the Dragon King herself than from me. Here, take this. Why are you still in contact with the Dragon King? I thought you two went your separate ways after a disagreement 3 years ago. Hello? Hello? Is that you, Wave? I assume you're with Nami? Honestly, she just dumps the explanation on me instead of doing it herself. I have no idea who she takes after. To get straight to the point, I'm planning on remodeling the Dragon Palace. Why didn't you tell me anything about this? Because then it wouldn't be any fun? I'm busy, so listen to the rest from your sister. I'm hanging up now. Mother, wait. WAI. And this is why I have no affection left for that palace, that dopamine addict. Ha ha, she's certainly an interesting person. It would be nice if she were just moderately interesting. Wave, make sure you don't break my phone, okay? I know, I'm uneasy, so just give it to me now. Good, I suppose it's my turn to explain now? The story our dead Wave has been dying to hear, everything from the moment I left the Dragon Palace until now. The story our dead Wave has been dying to hear, everything from the moment I left the Dragon Palace until now.